Yes, but I'll go ahead and prepare one for next time.
But March the 8th, you want that? No.
March the 8th is fine. This is as soon as we can get one. I've already consulted with the client anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
March 8th works. I'll prepare one.
Okay, Joe, thanks. My headphones are not working.
So deputies, that one camera with the defendant in stripes is not on him. Can you correct that camera? Or move the defendant towards the middle of the,
Yes, Judge.
okay. Oh, no, they are. I'm sorry, I don't know. For some reason on my camera, oh, no, there, she's okay, she's okay, she's good. No, she's okay. All right. Okay, now she's okay. All right. So, all right. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the jail docket for all the 341st, the 406th, and the 49th District Court. Any announcements on your dockets? Any of the coordinators? Anybody who does not have to be brought out? From the 49th, anybody?
Yes, Judge. We already advised the jail that on page 2 on the top, Moises Robles, Mr. Joe Rubio is going to take a plea on our next setting next week on February 15th at 1.
All right. Well,
On page 3, Marcos Murillo,
yes.
he will not come out. He's set for March the 8th for a motion setting.
49 District Court, how may I help you?
March. Okay, very good.
And then on page 4 on the top, this is the defendant. The last time you were questioning why we need a writ. They're telling us again that they're not bringing him out because we need a writ. He's there at the jail.
But he's set for what?
He said today for evidence exchange, but they're not bringing him out because they're telling us that we need a writ because he's in federal custody.
Well, is he in custody on our murder case?
Yeah, that's a PR. Your
Your Honor, he has a PR bond in that case.
How'd that happen?
It was,
It was 17151, I believe, Judge. But at the last setting, I didn't prepare a writ because I believe they're going to contact the sheriff's office about that.
Okay, well, in other words, if she's basically, the defendant is bonded out on the state charge and he has a detainer from, or he has some sort of a detainer from the federal, from the marshal's office.
federal violation.
So we had given him a March the 8th date for the writ.
All right, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. And then Mr. Robles is duplicate right there.
All right.
And then on page 5 on the top,
Yes. Mario
There's also-
Carlos Ramos.
yes, he was gonna take a plea, but he sent a letter to the public defender, so we're resetting it for next week, for February 15th, for a plea at 1.
Thank you.
And then the bottom, David Lee Mata has been transferred to the 111.
Very well, thank you.
That's it for the 49th.
All right, thank you. Anybody, anything at the 341st, Raquel?
No, Your Honor.
All right, everything goes the way it is right now?
Yes.
And I do see that there's some that have been crossed out, and you already advised the jail of that. Randy Valverde is crossed out, Jose Luis Garcia is crossed out,
That's correct, Your Honor.
and the jail knows about that already, right?
Yes.
All right, very good. Francisco Vargas is crossed out. All right, very well. And from the 406?
No, Your Honor, no.
All right. So I know that we have some private counsel. Here in the courtroom is Mr. Garza. You ready for an announcement?
Well, it's gonna be a plea on the motion, two motions to revoke the times to serve,
For time served?
to serve.
Oh, time to serve, okay. I'll get to this, just give me a moment. Okay, so do we have, I see Mr. We have two people on right now, and I'm gonna take those on. But I would like to jail, that if you can put on the on-deck circle there, some person by the name of Marcos Reyes Castilleja, so I'm not sure what court that's in, Mr. Cantu.
I believe it's in the 406, Judge.
All right, thank you. So if you can put him on on-deck circle there pretty soon, we'll bring him out for Mr. Cantu. I don't know if
Yes, Your Honor.
there's a private counsel who would like to bring their folks out.
That's for Marcos Reyes Callejas, Your Honor.
Marcos Reyes Castillejas, it says, but you could be right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you can put him on deck circle there. Mr. Arce, who do you got? I can't hear you, Mr. Arce. I think you're muted.
Sorry, Your Honor. Don't know whether or not I've been yet appointed on this matter, Judge. I was advised to be present
Which
by
page?
pretrial yesterday it's on an Hector Lionel Tristan, the cause number is 2022 CRM 185D1. Don't know what page that's on.
Hector Tristan on page 9, okay. That one, pretrial services, did we appoint Mr. Arce already?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Valerie with pretrial. Yes, Judge, you signed the order yesterday.
Okay.
So that'll be Hector Tristan there at the jail, if you can put him on the folks that are coming out here anytime soon, real
Thank you,
quick.
Your Honor.
Anybody else from private counsel? I don't see much private counsel here. Sergio Lozano's there, but nothing from Sergio. I see Mr. Nolan there, Edward.
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, Judge, I'm here for Daniel Valdez,
What court is that?
49th, Your Honor.
49th, Daniel Valdez, deputy, also on deck, Daniel Valdez.
Thank you, Judge.
Anybody else?
Your Honor, this is Sergio Lozano, Your Honor. I have Rutilo Busto Mendoza, Your Honor, for a plea.
Oh, that's for plea. We'll take pleas out in a minute. What's his name?
341st.
Rutilio Musto Mendoza, or Mendoza Musto, Your Honor.
Hold on a second. I'll not that one yet, but I will definitely put him out before we get started with the regular docket. What's his name? What is his? First page?
Rutilio Mendoza.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So it's the first page. Okay. We'll put him out. I'm making a note of that, Mr. Lozano. And once we start with the pleas, we'll bring him out real quick.
Your Honor, Victor Villafranca, I have a client, Julio Cesar Luna. You should have two cases on the docket.
Page 7, 49th, Deputy Julio Cesar Luna. Also put him on our on deck there, please. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Julio Cesar Luna. Thank you. 49th, page 7.
Your Honor, I just wanted to inform the court that I was just gonna need more time on this case. He was capious for a while. I need more time to see him to go over the offer. Plus, I'm still waiting for some other discovery.
Mr. Villafranca, I'm sorry. We're going to bring him out in a minute so that way he can know that you're working on it.
Yes, Judge. Yes.
Okay, so let's get the ones that are there now, and then we'll take them off and start with the ones that are on deck here. So let's see who we have. The defendant, female, that's on my right. What is your name?
Yes, Your Honor. It is from the 49th, Yvonne Esquivel Damaris.
Thank you. Page 1. All right, so we have Damaris or Yvonne Damaris Esquivel, 2022 CRD 1140, motion setting, Public Defender's Office.
Your Honor, we filed motions, but I'm not sure if we're ready to urge them yet. We did file a motion to reduce bond again for Ms. Esquivel. She's been in custody for 202 days since her initial arrest. She's not been released. She has 2 counts, and we requested, she has a $37,500 bond on each count. She's been unable to post that. The last time it was granted, it was lowered, I think, from 75,000. And we're just requesting a bond reduction. We are still pending some discovery in this case, so that's why we'll need another evidence exchange. And I'm anticipating this will be a trial case, and I'd like to see if we can get Ms. Esquivel out before trial. And I'm sorry, Your Honor, she needs an interpreter.
If I may, Your Honor.
One second, let me interpret. Go ahead.
Your Honor.
She does speak English, Your Honor.
Oh, perfect. You understood, Ms. Esquivel? Is that a yes or no, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, you were saying?
On January 3rd, Your Honor, this past January 3rd, she was granted an order for competency. She was seen on February 2nd. We're pending results.
And Your Honor, it wasn't really for competency, it was for mental evaluation. And I don't know if they're going to do the competency as well, just as far as what her mental capacity is. And that was granted by the court.
So it was not a competency evaluation?
They may have done a competency evaluation because our motion is it's combined. It's a competency and a mental evaluation. But we requested from Dr. Orozco a mental evaluation as to her mental abilities.
Your Honor, it was February 2nd. We haven't received the results. It was Dr. Rollins who was going to see.
Dr. Rollins was the one that was appointed.
Correct.
We had requested Orozco because of her English speaking ability, but I don't know if that's what happened.
Dr. Orozco took himself off the list. Right?
Correct. It's Dr. Rollins, not John.
She said she spoke with the doctor. I spoke with her already.
That she already spoke to the doctor?
She spoke with him, I think, this past week.
Yes, February
Okay.
2nd.
Well, I'm gonna have to give you a real quick setting to find out when did she speak to him this week?
February 2nd, last week, Your Honor. Last Thursday.
So maybe March 2nd, because usually they take about 30 days for those reports. So March 2nd at 8:30 with Judge Palomo. And to see what happens with that. If she, if everything goes okay, then we'll entertain that again. Thank you.
Judge, good morning. Cristina Rodriguez for the state. Just a few quick things with regard to the bond reduction. The state does oppose.
We're not entertaining that right now.
Thank you, Judge. And then just one more thing. I also will be filing a motion for in-camera inspection of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services records. So I don't know if we can also urge that at the March 2nd setting.
You want to look at that?
No, Judge, just because of there's a statute in the family code that says we can't make copies of CPS records and we can't just turn them over. So we have to move the court to order us to either provide a redacted version or just to let defense inspect them. There may be some mitigating evidence in there that, also goes to some of those mental concerns that defense has. So I don't think, Mr. Trevino will oppose it, but
No, Your Honor, we're not
want to let the
objecting.
court know that I'll be filing the
Okay.
motion.
I mean, at the end of the day, if there's no opposition to your filing a motion, you can just submit the order. I just don't see a reason why you have to have it.
Okay,
wait.
Judge, I can do that too.
Yeah, just send it over and we'll sign off. There's no opposition to it. Is that
No,
correct?
Your Honor, we're welcoming that discovery.
Very good. Send it over. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. We'll see. The
Thank
case
you,
is
Judge.
set for that same day on March 2nd. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, the next person there at the jail.
Next, Your Honor, we have Enrique Curola out of the 49 docket.
Yeah, Your Honor.
That's on the add-on. Enrique Curola, 2020 CRM 1226, motion revoked. There was a CAPIS issued for you, Mr. Curola, Public Defender's Office, state jail felony in Class B. He was supposed to be in court. I don't know when. Can you tell me when?
It's a KPS for the MTR, Your Honor. For motion to-
Oh,
I
okay.
believe it was issued with the KP, with the MCR, Your Honor.
All right,
It was
so,
issued January 24th, Your Honor, 2020. It was issued January 24th,
2020. So you were on probation, Mr. Guarala, and the probation office filed a motion to revoke along with the capias request, and it was in fact issued. And I guess it's been, what, 2 years? 3 years? 3 years.
I've been signing, sir. I've been going to probation and signing every month.
Really?
Yes. They just put the motion to revoke, I guess, less time, like I go sign every 2 weeks.
Give me 1 second. When was the MTR?
The MTR with KPS was issued January 24th, 2020.
Oh, 23.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
2023. Okay. There we go. I thought I heard you say 2020. I mean,
Oh, I know.
all right. 2023. All right. So it was just recently filed, Mr. Guarala. You must have been served with a copy of it.
No.
In the copy, your lawyers have it, I believe. In the copy, it shows you what the allegations with regard to what your violations were.
I just got it right here.
So was he already terminating? It should be on that document. You just don't know where.
I just got it. I just got it when I got to the jail.
Ah, okay. So, initial appearance, Mr. Trevino.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Mr. Rolla pleads not true, waives formal reading of the application for revocation, and requests a final hearing. I've conferred with Mr. Rolla. He's not interested in a bond. He wants a hearing. He wants to fight the allegations, and
not interested in a bond? Is that what you said?
No, I want a PR bond, sir. I can afford a bond.
Well, that's a bond.
Yes, Your Honor, but state will oppose a PR bond.
What's the allegation? Is there a subsequent?
there are 4 subsequent allegations, Your Honor, and there's other allegations.
So there's 4 subsequent offense violations alleged on top of other violations?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So your request for a PR bond, just based on that, Mr. Orola, is going to be denied. And so we'll try and get you a hearing as soon as possible.
But sir, what about the 12.44 misdemeanor punishment?
Right. That's all that can be negotiated, but your lawyer has to negotiate that. And that's going to entail you actually pleading true to the allegations. And that might not even be offered to you. So it's something that your lawyer can start talking to the DAs about, but it's not going to happen today. So based on that, I am going to give you a March the 8th final hearing with me at 9:30. Thank you, sir. All right, next up, who we got over there at the jail?
From the 406, Your Honor, Marcos Reyes Callejas.
There you go. I guess that was one of the on decks. Thank you for that, Deputy.
Yes, Your Honor. That's my case, Judge. Rene Cantu, Judge, for Mr. Reyes.
What is your announcement, sir?
Judge, so on this case, Your Honor, my announcement is the following, Judge. I was retained by Mr. Reyes Castillejas' mother. And so I went through
One second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When did you come into this case?
Yesterday.
All right. Have you filed a motion to substitute?
It's being filed this morning, Judge. I just met with Mr. Reyes yesterday at the jail. We spoke for over an hour. He approved it. It'll be filed this morning, and I'll be taking over this case. There is an offer already, but I believe hopefully we can negotiate it down further. And I believe this case eventually will get resolved without the necessity of a trial, Judge.
All right. Well, let's, any opposition to the substitution from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Reyes.
Sir?
Did you and your family, and more importantly, are you okay with Mr. Cantu substituting in for the public defender's office?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. He needs an interpreter.
Oh, yes. He needs an interpreter, Judge.
All right. Mr. Reyes.
Okay.
Mr. Cantu has advised us that you have hired him, that you have retained his services, and that you would like to substitute in Mr. Cantu in and replace the public defender's office as your lawyer.
Señor Reyes, el señor Cantú nos ha indicado que usted lo ha contratado para que sustituya en representación de usted a los abogados de oficio, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
So is that what you want me to approve, that Mr. Cantú now be your lawyer and not the public defender's office?
Okay, ¿usted quiere que yo apruebe que el señor Cantú lo represente y no los abogados de oficio?
Sí.
Yes.
Very well. Submit your order of substitution. Public
Yes, sir.
defender's office, you are off this case, and Mr. Cantú is now responsible for it.
Yes.
Please submit, please get all that you have from the public defender's office to Mr. Cantú as soon as possible. And I believe that we should set it here for, how much time do you want before you start urging your motions?
Judge, at least 30 days, Judge. If we can get 30 to 45 days, that would be great.
Well,
There are felony ones. There are felony ones, Judge. So,
Yeah, March 22nd, it'll be at 1 p.m.
okay.
Muy bien, entonces tramiten la orden para sustituir. Los abogados de oficio ya no están responsables de este caso.
Thank you,
Señor
sir.
Cantú.
Yes, sir.
El 22 de marzo a la 1.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. That's all I have, Your Honor. May be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes,
The
sir.
next defendant then is,
Your Honor, we have Musto Rutilo Mendoza out of the 341st docket.
thank you. All right. 341st. Musto Rutilio, Mr. Lozano. Oh, but that one was for a plea, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. I just want to confirm that the 341st got the plea packet.
We have it.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Who else has a plea? I think.
Victor Villafranca, I have a plea for Leiva de Leon Perez, 2022 CRB 563D1.
John, if I may,
Yes, sir.
we have a sentencing out of the 341st, and he should be there in person, Your Honor, in your courtroom. There's a sentencing.
No, but the one that Victor Villafranca mentioned right now.
That one, I do not have a plea package, Your Honor.
Do you have a plea packet, Mr. Villafranca?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the name again?
Leiva Otoniel de Leon Perez, 2022 CRB 563D1.
Out of what court?
It's a D1 case, Judge.
49. 1 second, sir. Okay.
Yeah, it was reset, Your
All
Honor.
right,
We might-
we're gonna go ahead and call it in a minute, Mr. Villafranca.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so, let me go ahead and just do this case real quick. Mr. Heriberto Tomas, no, that's not it, right?
Rutilio, Your Honor, Mendoza on page 1, 341st.
But do we have a plea plan or no? Mr. Rutilio Mendoza Musto, please raise your right hand and be sworn.
Your Honor, he'll need an interpreter.
Thank you.
Señor Rutilio Mendoza Musto, por favor, levante su mano mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Se jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad con el amparo de Dios?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Who's the prosecutor in this case, Mr. Lozano?
Cassandra,
Judge, it's Cassandra Rodriguez for the state.
Yeah, I don't think you signed it.
I didn't sign the plea packet. I just submitted one yesterday afternoon, Judge, at 5 p.m.
Well, I mean, I have one here. I'm not sure when you say you submitted it, what does that mean?
So I went ahead and e-filed it last afternoon at 5.
Okay, well, we can use the e-file, I guess.
Your Honor, I can also sign on behalf of the state.
Do you, Mr. Ramirez? Mr. Vigil, you were standing in for Ramirez the other day.
For hot dogs.
Mr. Vigil is telling me that he doesn't mind signing the document for you. Is that okay with you, Ms. Doyle?
If I can borrow his autograph, that'd be great.
Perfect. All right. So, you know what? Let me get that from you after we.
Okay.
All right, very well. Then, Mr. Mendoza, you have been charged by way of an indictment under cause number 2019 CRF 1348 with a charge with multiple counts, but they tell me that you are prepared to plead guilty to count 2 of this indictment. It's an indecency with a child by contact.
Señor, estamos aquí porque usted ha sido acusado formalmente por el gran jurado en el número 2019 CRF 1348 por cargos múltiples, pero me han indicado que usted está listo para declararse culpable en el cargo número 2, que es obscenidad con un menor con contacto sexual.
Oops. Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know what it is. All right. So did he answer? Oh, do you understand that, sir?
¿Entiende esto, señor?
¿Mande?
He did. ¿Entiende eso?
Sí, señor.
Very good. So, you don't have to plead guilty to this charge or to any part of this charge, but if you do plead guilty, you need to understand that you'll be waiving your right to remain silent, your right to a jury trial, and your right of confrontation.
Usted no tiene que declararse culpable a este cargo o cualquier parte de este cargo, pero si desea hacerlo, tiene que saber que está renunciando a su derecho de permanecer callado, a tener un juicio con un jurado o contra interrogatorio de testigos.
No le entendí.
Can't hear it.
We're having problems hearing you.
Oh. Give me 1 second, Your Honor. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Way better.
Ok. Muy bien. Ahora usted no tiene que declararse culpable a este cargo o cualquier parte de este cargo, pero si lo desea hacer, tiene que saber que estaría renunciando a su derecho de permanecer callado, a tener un juicio con un jurado y al contrainterrogatorio de testigos. ¿Entiende esto?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you a citizen of this country?
¿Es usted ciudadano de este país?
No.
No.
I must inform you that as a result of that, pleading guilty to this charge may result in you being deported, you being excluded from entering the country, your ability to maintain immigration status could be affected, and your ability to obtain immigration status in the future could also be affected.
Muy bien, entonces le tengo que avisar que usted tiene el derecho a saber que usted podría, esta declaración podría afectarlo en el hecho de que podría ser deportado, excluido la entrada a este país de Estados Unidos, puede afectar su estado migratorio que usted tenga o cualquier beneficio migratorio que pueda obtener en el futuro. ¿Entiende esto?
Sí.
Yes.
It's a felony 3, Ms. Doyle? Ms. Doyle?
Sorry, Judge, I believe it's a felony 2.
Yes, Your Honor, it's a felony 2.
The range of punishment for this case, Mr. Mendoza, is no less than 2 years, no more than 20 years to serve in the Institutional Division of the Department of Criminal Justice here in the state of Texas. You also may be assessed a fine of up to $10,000.
Ahora, el alcance de la pena para este tipo de delito es que podría tener estancia en la División Institucional de Justicia Penal del Estado de Texas de por lo menos 2 años o hasta 20 años y una multa de hasta $10,000. ¿Entiende esto?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Very well. Now, I have been handed a document that's labeled as State Exhibit number 1, and it purports to have your signature. I'm going to have you take a look at it, sir, and tell me if, in fact, that is a document that your lawyer went over with you, and if that is your signature.
Muy bien, en este momento me han entregado el elemento de prueba número 1 que se lo estoy mostrando aquí en esta pantalla, que me demuestra tener su firma. Quiero que lo vea. Dígame si este es el documento que su abogado le explicó y si esta es su firma.
Sí, señor, ese es mi firma.
Yes, sir, that is my signature.
Did you sign that freely and voluntarily?
¿Usted firmó esto libre y voluntariamente?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Anybody force you to sign it?
¿Alguien le forzó a firmarlo?
No.
No.
When your lawyer went over it with you, did you understand?
Cuando su abogado le explicó este documento, ¿usted lo entendió?
Sí, le entendí. Me dijo que iba a firmar pues el tiempo mínimo, tiempo servido, algo así me dijo.
Yes, I understood when I signed it. He said that I would serve minimum or time served, something like that.
We'll go over the recommendation of punishment in a minute.
Muy bien, ahorita hablaremos sobre la recomendación.
Ok.
Okay.
Any objections to, did you know, Mr. Mendoza, that by signing it, what you were going to be telling me is that you were in agreement to waive your rights that are listed in this document?
¿Usted, señor Mendoza, sabe que al firmar este documento usted está de acuerdo y afirmando la renuncia de sus derechos?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
And that you would be pleading guilty to the offense that is described in this document?
¿Y que estaría usted declarándose culpable al delito que está describido en este documento?
Sí.
Yes.
Very well. Any objections to one?
No objections, Your
Very well, one's admitted. To the charge then of count 2 of your indictment, Mr. Mendoza, indecency with a child by contact. How do you plead, sir?
Muy bien, entonces al cargo número 2 de su acusación formal de obscenidad con un menor con contacto sexual, ¿cómo se declara, señor Mendoza?
Culpable, señor.
Guilty, sir.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to?
¿Alguien lo está forzando?
Señor.
No, sir.
Very well. Now, because you have pled guilty, because you have signed off on stage 1, you need to understand that I will no longer require the state to bring forth any other evidence before I find you guilty of this offense. In addition, despite the fact that you have entered into a sentence recommendation with the state, you need to understand that I don't have to accept it. But if I do accept it, you cannot appeal this case without permission of this court. If I reject it, I will allow you to take back your plea and I'll give you a new trial.
Muy bien, pero ahora le tengo que hacerle saber que porque usted ya está declarado culpable y está firmando este elemento de prueba número 1, yo ya no le voy a requerir al procurador que me presente más pruebas para yo poder declararlo culpable de tal delito. Adicionalmente, a pesar de que usted ya tiene una recomendación de parte del procurador para esta condena, tiene que entender que yo no la tengo que aceptar. Si la acepto, no podrá apelar esta condena sin permiso de este tribunal, y si es que la rechazo, le daré la oportunidad de retirar su declaración y le daré una fecha para un juicio nuevo. ¿Entiende esto?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Recommendation is 2 years to serve, Mr. Lozano, Ms. De Hoyos.
That's
Yes,
correct,
Judge.
Your Honor.
Very good. All right, Mr. Mendoza, I'm going to find that your plea of guilty to count 2 of this indictment has been made freely and voluntarily, that you're competent to make such plea, that you've done it with the assistance of counsel, and you've done it knowingly, and hereby find you guilty of count 2 of your indictment, indecency with a child by contact, as indicted, and sentence you to the agreed recommendation of 2 years to serve in the Institutional Division of Department of Criminal Justice with credit for time served. Court cost, the amount of
$435, Your Honor.
$435 will be assessed as well. Good luck to you, sir.
I'll dismiss.
Muy bien. Entonces, muy bien. Entonces, en esta declaración lo declaró, usted se ha declarado culpable del cargo número 2 de obscenidad con un menor con contacto sexual. Usted ha hecho esta declaración libre y voluntariamente. Está competente para hacer tal declaración. Lo ha hecho con ayuda letrada mediante un abogado y lo ha hecho a sabiendas. Lo declaro culpable de obscenidad con un menor con contacto sexual, como está en la acusación formal, y la recomendación de parte para la condena es de 2 años en detenido por la División Institucional de Justicia Penal del Estado de Texas, con crédito por el tiempo que ya haya cumplido, y una multa de 400 o los costos legales de $435. Buena suerte, señor.
¿Puedo hablar algo?
Can I say something? Sí, señor.
No, Es el tiempo mínimo, son 2 años, ni más ni menos, ¿verdad, señor?
The minimum time is 2 years, no more or less, right, sir?
Mr. Mendoza, at the very beginning, I told you what the range of punishment was in your case, and the range of punishment was no less than 2 years, no more than 20 years. Do you remember that?
Señor Mendoza, al principio de esta declaración yo le expliqué que era el alcance de la pena para este tipo de delito. Le expliqué que no era menos de 2 años y no más de 20 años. ¿Recuerda esto?
Sí.
Yes.
So yes, sir, you are at the most minimum that you could take.
Yes, Your Honor. I already explained it to him, Your Honor.
Did you get that?
Entonces sí, señor, eso es lo más mínimo que usted pudo haber obtenido.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lozano.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a great day, Judge.
Okay. All right, probably why I do the pleas a little bit later, because I don't want everybody waiting for pleas, so this one kind of slipped by. So let's go ahead and go to the other defendant.
Yes, Your Honor. From the 49, Hector Tristan.
One?
The count one was dismissed.
Oh, I'm sorry, on Mendoza Musto, from the state, Mr. Hoyos, count one is dismissed in return for his plea, is that correct?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
All right, thank you. It'll be dismissed. All right, so where is, Tristan?
49.
All right, Hector Tristan, there's also a capias issued as of August 26th. He's been in jail a couple of days. Fausto Sosa looks to have been his original lawyer.
Your Honor, if I may,
Go ahead.
this is the case we appointed Mr. Arce to, Judge.
Just recently?
Yesterday, Judge, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor, yesterday.
Mr. Tristan, do you understand English?
Yes, sir.
You were once represented by Fausto Sosa. Mr. Sosa has been removed from your representation. He is no longer able, he has extreme health issues, and he is no longer able to, he's temporarily not practicing law right now. So he's been removed. So as a result of that, we needed to substitute him, and you have Mr. Arce now representing you, sir.
Okay, sir.
So the first question I have for you is that you were supposed to be in court back on August the 26th.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
know what may have happened then?
Excuse me?
Do you know why you weren't in court back in August the 26th? Because that's the only reason there was a warrant issue for your arrest, because you didn't come to court.
Yes, sir. I was in custody since July 27. Discharging my probation from feds.
Okay, good.
I let my PO knows.
Give me 1 second. 1 second. So you were in custody from July 27th, where?
On the feds.
With the feds?
Yes, sir.
And what facility were you at?
I went straight to Geo here in Laredo, Texas. They then transferred me straight to Joe Corley to Conroe, Texas. Then I got moved to Oklahoma, Cimarron. Then I went to Memphis. And then Memphis, I went to Mississippi.
Válgame Dios.
Then Mississippi got me back to Oklahoma and Grady County. Grady County, I went back to Coastal Bend. And the Coastal Bend discharged my probation revocation on January 23rd. That was my release date. And the sheriffs from Nueces County on Corpus Christi, they went and got me and told me I got a warrant in Webb County.
All right.
And I don't even know. I told them my PO before I turned myself in on July 27 last year. Miss Monica de la Fuente, that was my PO. I told them, can you please let the state know I'm in custody right now? And she told me, yes, I will. So,
all right. Thank you, sir.
No, Your Honor. He was present June of last year, and after that, there wasn't anything.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and
Judge, I think we're at a motion setting, since I was appointed just recently, yesterday. And I don't, it's a state jail.
No,
Charge.
I'm gonna put him on the same bond he was at before. I mean, he was in custody when he was supposed to be in court. There was no way he was gonna be able to come here, so.
And I was gonna ask the court do that, judge, either that or PR bond.
So I'm gonna put him on the same bond he was at before. He's entitled to that based on the fact that there is no revocation, is there? It's just a regular indictment.
It's just exactly, I think it's just a straight.
Motion setting, what does that say?
Very well. You should be able to get out on the bond that you were already out on, sir.
Okay, sir.
And your next setting, Alma, regular setting? Oh, I have it here. Never mind. We're gonna set you for March 10th. Well, yeah, March 10th.
Okay.
March 10th at 9 a.m. It'll be here in the courtroom, sir.
That'll be also for motions, Your Honor, or
motion? Yeah, it'll be motion setting.
All right, that's fine. Judge, if I can have a way to get a hold of Mr. Tristan, some contact.
Where Mr. Arce can get a hold of you after you get out, sir?
Phone number.
Phone number, Mr. Tristan?
Yes, yours, so that he can get a hold of you when you get out. Who does he call?
956, that's my dad. My dad phone. That's 956 635 8032.
Got that. Thank you, Mr. Tristan.
You want the name of my dad?
Yeah,
Constancio Tristan. CONSTANCIO.
Thank you, sir.
Gotcha.
Don't forget the date that I gave you.
Okay, sir, I will.
Thank you. Next defendant.
May I be excused, Your Honor? That's all I have.
Your Honor, we have Daniel Gilberto Valdez out of the 46 docket. Correction, 49. 49 docket.
This is an MTR, Mr. Nolan.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. We're set for an MTR arraignment, Judge. First and foremost, Your Honor, we plead not true, waive the reading of the motion to revoke. Your Honor, just to bring up to date the court as to this case. My client has two cases. One is a 2015 case and one is a 2021 case. Both are under the motion to revoke. Originally, my client had agreed to plead the new case along with amended conditions of probation on the 2015 case, which would include safety. My client did turn himself in, was in safety, completed about 8 to 9 months. It was about to be transferred to a halfway house in which he was disciplined, I believe for attending work late or not attending work. But regardless, was then discharged from safety, however, remained in the facility for the next 2-3 months until we finally were able to bring him down.
I think I remember this one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I remember
and so
this.
he's been in limbo for 2-3 months, either without completing safety, even though he's there, or being brought before the court. And so on that note, Your Honor, we are asking for PR bond, Judge. We have received an offer from the state. However, we'd like to obviously further confer with the state on that matter, Your Honor. And but we are asking for PR bond. My client did not pick up the subsequent judge, and really the basis is the safety.
All right. So he did about 8 months over there already, 8-9 months.
Roughly, yes, Your Honor, with an extra 2 months just being there. So we're talking about maybe 9-10 months.
What type of charge is this?
The MTR, he pleaded guilty to a state jail felony DWI with a child under 15.
And then the second one was a possession of controlled substance, which is a newer case, Your Honor.
I don't know where that one is.
It's a 2021. Let me give you the.
He's on page 4, Judge.
Oh, and the new one is on page 4?
Yes.
I apologize, Judge.
It's a possession and a resisting arrest.
I mean, I can understand the situation. Your Honor,
Third degree.
with the limbo being over there for a few months. He was on probation, so these are revocations, these aren't allegations. He had pled guilty, so I'm okay with the bond. I just don't understand how can you go with the PR bond?
Well, I mean, he was already on probation. I'm not sure. So did you tell me that he was sent to safety as part of the deal? No?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct, Judge. And mind you, Your Honor, I believe he was going to be brought down on a bench warrant subsequent to that court setting, which was, I think, late December or not early January.
Well, but what I'm asking is on the 2021 case, you didn't have that one worked out yet.
Yes, he pled to that already.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
You did?
Yeah, as
So he's on probation on both, Your Honor.
1 second.
He also has a newer case out of the one that I've got. That's the newest one. It's a 2022 case. He's KP.
But what happened on 2021 CRM 1266?
It was a 10-year probation, Your Honor.
So as a result of this charge, he was placed in safety on this one over here.
Yes, Your Honor.
But he's not on bond on this one because he was just paid on probation. No, he's not
Your
on
Honor,
bond. He was on probation.
So what I think the state did was it was originally going to bench warrant him down because he was basically there in limbo. But instead, we issued a motion to revoke with a capias. Your Honor, where I think a capias was not necessary. It's not like he's absconded. We've known where he's at all this time.
You're right. I mean, we should have just gone to pick him up. The only thing is that the probation then would have had to staff it and determine, okay, do we file the new MTR or not? And I guess they decided to file the MTR.
Correct, Judge. And so,
MTR was filed when? On the 2015 case.
On the 2015 case. He is failure to appear in the 111th, Your Honor.
That's not my question.
Yes, Your Honor.
On the 2015 CRW 1539 case.
December 2022.
Yeah, so it was just issued because of this. They issued the capias December 20th? That probably wasn't me, was it? Was it me? I was gone already by then.
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
A ver, my birthday was on Monday, the 19th. Maybe it was me.
Yeah, it was issued 12/21 of 22.
It was
the
me.
next day.
Right? Yeah, so I guess, what other way do you have to pick them up?
A bench warrant would have been appropriate, Judge.
You're right, bench warrant would have been. But then they would have filed an MTR with the summons, but I guess they figured since he had, not complied with whatever the rules were over there. But he was still there. He hadn't absconded.
Correct, Judge. He was just there sitting.
All right, I'll and then he has something pending. He has a capias out on the 111th.
Correct, Your Honor. But Judge, and I will provide that to the state. That case should have been not accepted for prosecution as part of the plea agreement of the 2021 case.
Ah, okay.
And so I'm going to submit the plea agreement, and I'm sure that would suffice for the state to dismiss on that case.
Yeah, of course.
It would if it was part of the plea, I guess.
If it was, I would definitely consider it. It can be sent to me, and I can take care of it, Your Honor.
So Mr. Vigil is in charge of that, Mr. Lona. Okay, so
I'm sorry, who's the prosecutor?
Mr. Vigil, get on camera, Mr. Vigil, right here. Mr. Vigil, right there.
Okay. Yes, sir. I will forward that to you, Mr. Vigil.
All right, thank you. So then, Mr. Valdez, where do you live?
Here in Laredo, Texas, sir. Your Honor.
Exactly.
216 East Frost.
216 East
Frost.
Frost.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. A $10,000 PR bond, 216 East Frost. That's where he lives. I want you to report to the probation office as soon as you get out.
Yes, Your Honor, absolutely.
So if you get out today, you report to the probation office tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Continue
And
on probation.
also, if Mr.
I
Valdez
don't know if
could
you're gonna
come,
get out today because they still have to get that 111th case dealt with. So that has to.
correct, Judge. Hopefully it will be dealt with within the next couple.
I need you back in the 49th District Court in the courtroom on
Sorry,
March
Judge,
10th.
which case was that for, the bond?
Because we're talking about the same one, Daniel Valdez.
Yeah, but he has two cases.
Well, both, no?
Oh,
Why do
okay.
you want to split them up?
All right.
Your Honor, and the final hearing date on March what, Your Honor?
March 10th. March the 10th. We're not gonna give you any other notice, Mr. Valdez.
On March 10th. At what time, Your Honor? 9 a.m.
Yes. Thank you. In the courtroom, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All
That's
your-
all I have. That's all I have. I have excuse.
Mr. Valdez, all your appearances have to be in the courtroom, sir. You
Yes,
understand?
sir. Yes, Honor. I'll be there.
All right, thank
So
you.
so I'm not gonna get. I can't get released today. That's what you're saying, right?
Well, they're working on it, so we'll see.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Nolan can send me that.
Yeah, Edward, Mr. Regis, email it to him and he'll waiting for it. Thank you.
Yes, sir, will do.
The defendant on the other side?
Yes, Your Honor, from the 49th, Julio Cesar Luna, and he does need an interpreter.
All right, thank you, sir.
Let's see. Okay.
Honor, Victor Villafranca here for Mr. Luna.
What is the announcement on Mr. Luna?
Your Honor, I'm actually still waiting for some discovery, but Mr. Luna got picked up recently. He'd been gone for a while with the capias. I have not had an opportunity to see him after he got picked up again. I'd like at least 30 days, Judge, to be able to go talk to him and look at the evidence and go over the offer again. I believe it's been since 2021 that him and I have spoken.
1 second.
De su abogado. Sí,
Go
parte
ahead.
de su abogado, el señor Villafranca. En este momento todavía estoy esperando más el descubrimiento de pruebas. También lo acaban de recoger recientemente por una orden de arresto que él tenía en su nombre. No he tenido tiempo de hablar con él. Estoy pidiendo un aplazamiento de 30 días para poder platicar con él sobre la oferta. Creo que la última vez que hablé con él fue en el 2021.
Tengo como 3 años, se me hace que no hablaba con él.
It's been about 3 years since I last spoke to him.
Sí, y otra cosa, ¿cómo se llama? Eso assault, era de mi familia, ¿cómo se llama? Me lo quitaron, pero era un attempt suicide. Me lo pusieron como un assault.
Also the assault, it was with the family, what do you call it? And they put it as assault, but it was an attempted suicide.
Well, Mr. Villafranca, your lawyer has to look at all those things, sir, but I'm not sure what you mean by you haven't seen your lawyer, Mr. Villafranca. I'm not sure what you mean that you haven't seen him in 2 years, or what is that?
I'm sorry, he was capias for quite a while, Judge.
Oh, I see.
Judge, if I may, he went capias on May 28th of 2021. Then last week we had a hearing and it was set for the following week.
Okay, thank you.
And it was at trial status.
I see, okay. All right, so you were supposed to be in court on May the 28th of 2021, Mr. Luna, and you did not appear. And there was a warrant issued for your arrest since then, so it's coming up here on over a year and a half already, so that's why you're in custody right now, because you didn't come to court.
Well, yo creo que
Your lawyer will contact you there and give you an update where the case is, and we'll take it from there.
La última vez que usted tuvo que haberse presentado fue el 28 de mayo del 2021, fue cuando se emitió la orden de arresto en su nombre, porque usted no compareció. Eso ya tiene un poco más de 1 año y medio, entonces esa es la razón por la que usted está detenido. Le vamos a dar tiempo a su abogado para que vaya a hablar con usted entonces.
March the 8th at 9:30.
Oiga, George.
Su
Tengo una
siguiente cita es
pregunta.
el 8 de marzo a las 9:30. Sir, I have a question.
Oiga, y me están ofreciendo este tiempo, no puedo salir en paz para agarrar un abogado.
They're offering me time. They're offering me time. Is there a way I can get out so I can get an attorney?
You have a lawyer already, sir, and no, everything has to be done through the lawyer that you have now, unless he is taken off your case, and right now he is on your case, sir.
Bueno, ok, no, sí, entonces está bien.
All right, thank you.
Okay, then that's fine.
The next defendant, what's your name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. From the 406, it's going to be Hector Lino Reyes.
All right.
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Salinas for Mr. Lino Reyes.
Mr. Salinas. And final pretrial, sir. What is the announcement?
Your Honor, we just need a short reset. We were trying to get a global offer. Mr. Lino Reyes wanted me to check to see if he had some unauthorized use of a vehicle cases that were going to be part of this plea. I spoke to the state and he does not have those cases. He just has some thefts that we're going to include as part of the plea on this case. So we just need a short reset to get the paperwork signed and set it up for a plea.
About 2 weeks or 3?
If we could do next week, I think he's scheduled to leave to federal custody soon. So the sooner the better.
All right. The 15th of February at 1 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. The next defendant? Who is the defendant, sir?
From the 49th, Your Honor. Labor de Leon Perez.
Yeah. That's a plea.
No.
Okay, give me 1 second.
We do need an interpreter, Your Honor.
Yeah. I'll get to him in a minute. Put down the other defendant first. We're gonna get to the other defendant, then we'll come back to Mr. Perez. Is it a plea, right? Labor?
Yes, sir. It's this one.
This one's a sentencing, right?
Yes, sir.
Mendoza. Oh, no.
I think they're present in the courtroom.
Oh, that one.
I'm not sure if it's out, but Ms. Carrillo said they were supposed to be present.
Did we do this one, Heriberto Tomás Mendoza, or not?
Is that the sentencing one?
Oh, that's the sentence?
It's the one Judge Palomo asked you if you could hear for her, Judge.
Ah, okay.
And then this is the only other plea package we have.
And who is this? We can probably do these together. Okay. Oscar Martinez Sanchez. If you have Oscar Martinez Sanchez there, Deputy, you can bring him out so we can.
Oscar Martinez Sanchez. Yes, Your Honor. Oscar Martinez Sanchez.
So we can do the both pleas together in a minute. Okay. So who is the defendant there that you just brought out? What's his name?
He's on the screen, Your Honor.
Okay. What's his name? The one that you just got out. You just brought out.
The one that just sat down was Oscar Martinez Sanchez.
Oh, that's him. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. So let's do Lopez and both of them. Let's do both of them. Who needs an interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Martinez, Sanchez Martinez needs an interpreter.
And Mr. De Leon, do you need an interpreter?
Yes, Your
Señor De
Honor.
León, ¿necesita un intérprete?
Yeah, they both need interpreters.
Perfect. Okay. Both of you, please raise your right hand and be sworn.
Muy bien, los dos, por favor, levanten su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Ustedes juran decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad con el amparo de Dios?
Sí.
Yes. Yes.
Very well. So then on our screen to our right is Mr. Leiber Otoniel de Leon Perez, and to our left is Mr. Oscar G. Martinez Sanchez.
Muy bien, entonces a la derecha tenemos al señor Leibero Toniel de León Pérez, aquí en la pantalla, y a la izquierda al señor Oscar G. Martínez Sánchez.
Both are in custody, and they are both going to be pleading guilty to their own independent and individual cases.
Muy bien, entonces los dos han sido detenidos y los dos están aquí para declararse culpable en cada uno de sus casos independientes e individuales.
So, Mr. De Leon, you are charged, sir, under cause number 2022 CRB 563D1 with an offense of murder, felony 1, and a grand jury has indicted you on that same case.
Muy bien, usted, señor Leibero Toniel de León Pérez, usted ha sido acusado formalmente por el gran jurado por el cargo de asesinato y un delito grave en el primer grado.
You, Mr. Oscar G. Martinez Sanchez, were indicted under cause number 2022 CRH 698D4 for the offense of aggravated assault. I'm sorry, aggravated robbery.
Y usted, señor Oscar G. Martínez Sánchez, en el caso 2022 CRH 698D4 por robo con agravantes.
However, they tell me that you are prepared to plead guilty to a lesser included offense of assault.
Sin embargo, me han indicado que usted está listo para declararse culpable en un delito menor incluido, que es el delito de agresión.
Now, neither one of you need or are required or to plead guilty to the original charge or to any part of the charge.
Muy bien, entonces si ustedes no están aquí, no se les va a requerir que tengan que declararse culpable al cargo original o a ninguna parte de este cargo.
But if you do insist on pleading guilty to the charge or any part of it, you need to understand that you're going to be waiving your right to remain silent, your right to a jury trial, and your right of confrontation.
Pero si aún así desean hacerlo para declararse culpable en este cargo o parte de este cargo, entonces tienen que saber que están renunciando al derecho de permanecer callado, a tener un juicio con un jurado y al contrainterrogatorio de testigos.
A range of punishment, Mr. De Leon, for murder is no less than 5 years, no more than 99 years, or life.
Muy bien, el alcance de la pena para usted, señor de León, es de mínimo 5 años a 99 años o de por vida.
For you, Mr. Sanchez, for the Class A misdemeanor, you could serve up to 1 year to serve in the county jail.
Y usted, señor Martínez Sánchez, usted el alcance de la pena para este delito menor clase A es de por lo menos 1 año en la detención del condado.
Now, I've been handed in both of your cases, well, let me ask you this. Are you a citizen of this country?
Bueno, ¿son ciudadanos de este país,
Mr. De Leon?
señor de León?
No.
No.
Mr. Martinez?
Señor Martínez?
No.
No.
I must inform you then that as a result of this plea, the federal laws and the immigration policies of this country could affect your ability to maintain or obtain immigration status.
Entonces tengo que informarle que como resultado de este convenio declaratorio basado en la ley federal y en la política de inmigración podría tener efecto en su beneficio migratorio.
You could be deported, you could be excluded from entering the country, and if you try and come back, you know, they may be able to exclude you from coming into this country as well. Do you understand?
Ustedes podrían ser deportados o excluidos a la entrada a este país, o si es que usted regresa a este país, podrían ser excluidos de quedarse aquí. ¿Entiende esto?
Sí.
Yes. Yes.
Very well. Now, I've been handed a document that's labeled as Safety Exhibit number 1. It purports to have your signature, and I'm going to show that to you. This is yours, Mr. De Leon.
Muy bien, me han entregado el elemento de prueba número 1 en cada uno de sus casos. Aquí me demuestra tener su firma, señor de León. ¿Es esta su firma?
Sí.
Yes.
And I'm gonna show you yours, Mr. Martinez.
Y ahora le voy a mostrar el de usted, señor Martínez.
Sí.
Yes.
Both of them, we call them a plea packet. There's several pages stapled together, and your lawyers say that they went over that document with you before you signed it. Is that correct?
Muy bien, este convenio declaratorio son varias páginas que están todas juntas aquí. Sus abogados me han dicho que se los explicaron. ¿Es esto correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Martinez.
Señor Martínez.
Louder,
Yes.
sir.
Más alto, señor.
Sí.
Yes.
Muy bien.
All right. Now, when your lawyer went over it with you, did you understand it, Mr. De Leon?
Cuando su abogado le explicó este documento, ¿usted lo entendió, señor De León?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Martinez.
Señor Martínez.
Sí.
Yes.
Did you know that if you signed it, what you were going to be telling me is that you were in agreement to plead guilty to the offense that is described here and to waive your rights that are listed in that same document?
Entonces ustedes al firmar este documento me han afirmado la renuncia de los derechos y a la declaración de culpabilidad de lo que está aquí, de lo que está aquí,
Mr. De Leon.
señor De León.
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Martinez.
Señor Martínez.
Firmé con la responsabilidad de que se lo estaría después de salir al país.
Sorry, Your Honor, I didn't hear clearly.
Please repeat that.
Por favor, repita eso más claro.
Yo firmé con la responsabilidad de que si me deportan, yo no voy a regresar al país.
I did sign accepting responsibility, and if I get deported, I will not be returning to the country.
Very well.
Muy bien.
Any objections to stage one?
Objection.
No objections, Your Honor.
Very well. One's admitted in each one of the cases. To the charge and account one of your indictment, Mr. De Leon Perez, as indicted in cause number 2022 CRB 563. To the charge of murder, felony one, sir. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Muy bien, señor De León. En el caso número 2022 CRB 56361, cargo número 1, ¿cómo está la acusación formal de asesinato en el delito grave en el primer grado? ¿Cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Mr. Martinez, to the charge of assault, the lesser included offense of the original charge, the Class A misdemeanor, how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Señor Martínez, en el delito menor incluido de agresión clase A, delito menor, ¿cómo se declara? Guilty.
To both of you, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Para los dos, ¿ustedes están declarando libre y voluntariamente?
Sí, señor.
Sí.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
¿Alguien los está forzando a declararse culpable?
No, señor.
No.
No, sir. No.
And because you have pled guilty, because you have signed off on state exhibit number 1, you need to understand that I will no longer require the state to bring forth any other evidence before I find you guilty of this offense. In addition, despite the fact that you have entered into a sentence recommendation with the state, you need to understand that I don't have to accept it. But if I do accept it, you cannot appeal this case without permission of this court. If I reject it, I will allow you to take back your plea and I'll give you a new trial.
Les tengo que hacerles saber que porque ustedes se han declarado culpable y han afirmado el elemento de prueba número 1, yo ya no le voy a requerir al procurador de que me presente más pruebas para poder declararlos culpables de estos delitos. Adicionalmente, a pesar de que ustedes ya tienen una recomendación de parte del procurador para su condena, tienen que entender que no tengo que aceptarla. Si es que la acepto, no podrán apelar esta condena sin permiso de este tribunal, y si la rechazo, les daré la oportunidad de que retiren su declaración y les daré un juicio nuevo. ¿Entienden esto?
Mr. De Leon?
Señor De León? Yes.
Martinez. You understand?
Repita. ¿Entiende esto?
Sí, señor.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Very well. I understand the recommendation of Mr. De Leon Perez, in return for his plea of guilty, that the recommended sentence that both parties are putting before the court is 20 years to serve. Mr. Villafranca,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez.
That's correct, Judge.
Oh. Thank you, sir.
Muy bien, entonces la recomendación para el señor de León Pérez para su intercambio de su declaración de culpabilidad es de que tendrá detención por 20 años. ¿Es esto correcto, señor Villafranca? ¿Y procurador? Sí.
Oh. Mr. De Leon, I'm going to find that your plea of guilty has been made freely and voluntarily, that you are competent to make such plea, that you have done it knowingly, you've done it with the assistance of counsel, and find that in fact you are guilty of murder, felony 1, as indicted, and sentence you in accordance with the agreement of 20 years to serve in the Institutional Division of Department of Criminal Justice here in the state of Texas, with credit for time served. Good luck to you, sir. This court
Muy bien,
costs
señor.
$325.
$325 in court costs. Thank you.
Muy bien, señor Pérez. Entonces, en este momento voy a determinar que usted ha hecho esta declaración de libre y voluntariamente, que está competente para tomar tal decisión, lo ha hecho a sabiendas y con ayuda letrada mediante un abogado, y lo declaro culpable de asesinato en el primer grado, como está delineado en la acusación formal, y lo condeno a 20 años con crédito por el tiempo cumplido, con costos legales de $325. Buena suerte.
Mr. Martinez, I find that in fact your plea of guilty has been made freely and voluntarily, that you're competent to make that plea, that you've done it with the assistance of counsel, and find in fact you are guilty of the lesser included offense of assault, Class A.
So Kevin's coming in by himself, right? Taking the 2.
And sentence you in accordance with the agreement of 108 days to serve in the Wake County Jail with credit for time served. There is a waiver of court costs and attorney fees. It's also been requested, and I'll do the same. With credit for time served.
Muy bien para usted, señor Sánchez. Usted se ha declarado culpable y veo que usted lo ha hecho libre y voluntariamente, lo ha hecho, está competente para hacer tal declaración, lo ha hecho con ayuda letrada mediante un abogado. Le voy a declarar culpable el delito menor incluido de agresión, que es un delito menor de clase A. Usted va a cumplir esto con 108 días en la cárcel del condado del condado de Webb, con crédito por tiempo cumplido. También hay un pedimento y una renuncia de los costos legales y de los honorarios del abogado, que en este momento voy a aprobar, y también le voy a dar el crédito cumplido, por el tiempo cumplido.
Good luck to both of you.
Thank you. Buena suerte a los dos.
¿Puedo una pregunta?
Sí. Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Sí, señor.
Como quiera pedir como los PR bonds de los 2 cargos nuevos que me han agarrado, si me voy a dar, porque ya hice el tiempo para eso, para no poder pagarlo.
Your Honor, he has 2 JP charges that are holding him in. He's being interviewed. He's going to be interviewed today, I believe, to be appointed to for someone to be appointed to him. I am working on getting PR bonds for him, Your Honor.
Yes, and at the moment I wanted to see if I could ask for a PR bond for my new charges, because I already did time for them. That way I didn't have to pay for them. De parte de su abogado son cargos que hay 2 cargos que él tiene y creo que lo van a entrevistar el día de hoy y yo ya estoy trabajando para estos fianzas.
All right, very well. Thank you, sir.
Sí, gracias, señor.
The next defendant.
From the 406, Your Honor, Jose Victor Palacios.
That's all good. So,
Is it? Oh, yeah, Jose Palacios.
it's the order.
Is it agreed to? Oh. Mr. Trevino? Oh, this is on, who's here from the state, for the 406 on the D4 case?
Morning, Your Honor. I just opened for the state judge.
Jose Victor Palacios, there was a writ filed alleging that he was being held wrongfully beyond the 90 days without an indictment.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct, Judge.
Anybody, Fred?
My apologies, Your Honor. This is for Mr. Palacios.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. It's my understanding that Mr. Palacios has been in custody for 154 days, and he was arrested on September 8th of 2022. I believe it's based on a sex offenders duty to register. I don't believe he's been indicted yet. Your Honor. It's my understanding, unless they indicted him or they're indicting him this morning.
Mr. Soto.
No, Your Honor, he hasn't been indicted yet, and there's no indictment, Judge.
All right, the court was going to find that, in fact, Mr. Palacios has been in custody for over 154 days consecutively since the date of his arrest back on September the 8th of 2022, and that the state is not ready to proceed to trial under the definitions of 17.151 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. And as a result of that, the court now has to determine whether or not he should be entitled to a reasonable bond that the record reflects he can make, or automatically a PR bond. Any word on that issue, Mr. Trevino?
No, Your Honor. He's been appointed to our office because he's been found indigent, and we have no information as to whether he has any money at all. I'm not sure if he even speaks English.
Mr. Palacios, do you have a checking account?
Sir.
Please raise your right hand and be sworn, sir. You swear testimony you're about to give here in this trial be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Can't hear you, sir.
Yes.
Do you have a checking account? You can put your hand down now. Do you have a checking account?
No, I'm indigent.
When was the last time you worked?
I just got out of prison about 4 years ago. I'm a psych patient. I've been dependent on my MHMR benefits with no death.
All right. Yeah, you own any property?
No, sir, nothing.
You own a car?
Nothing.
All right. Any questions from the state?
No, Judge, I would just ask that if he is released, that if he could just report with this officer that's assigned to him, Judge. The issue is that he's under sex offender registration, Judge, and if he's moving around, he's not just maintaining contact, he's going to run into this issue again.
So Mr. Palacios, the fact that you don't have a steady home, whatever, doesn't excuse you from registering. There is something that can be done to register. Do you need help to see what you have to do?
Yes, sir. I need my mental health benefits circulating.
No, sir. My question is, do you need help with how to register or where to register as a sex offender?
No, sir. No. I know where to go with me.
Where do you go? Where are you supposed to go?
Annex.
Sir?
Annex at the police department or the base.
All right. So yes, you go to the police department the very next day that you're released from jail. You go there and you register, sir. You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. And then where do you live so that they can send you notice in case you're indicted?
2701 Santa Clara.
2701 what? I can barely hear him. Can you raise that microphone on his headset? I think
it's all the way up, Your Honor. That's the highest we can go on this computer.
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure if it's being muffled, if the mic is muffled or not. I'm not sure.
2701 Santa Clara.
2701 Santa Clara. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So make sure that the indictment, if it goes in, that it goes to that location, Mr. Soto. 2701 Santa Clara, if there is one. All right, very well. $10,000 PR bond will be placed as a result of the fact that the record reflects he cannot make any other bond, and therefore the court is mandated to place a PR bond on him, and that'll be the PR bond that it be placed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next defendant, what's your name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. David Salinas Jr. from the 406. David Salinas Jr.
Thank you.
Omar Salinas, Mr. Salinas.
Page two.
David Salinas, MTR final hearing. What is the announcement, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, the state has conveyed a recommendation that in exchange for modifying his conditions and including the ISF drug track and a 1-year extension, that the state will withdraw their motion to revoke. And Mr. Salinas has agreed to that, Your Honor.
Ms. Calderon.
Yes, good morning, Judge. That is correct. That is our agreement.
Thank you. Mr. Salinas, you understand the agreements that you've reached, sir?
Yes, the 3 month of ISF.
ISF drug track, and then you're going to be extended on probation for 1 year.
So it was 3 months ISF and 3 years of probation.
I don't know how much you had left, but whatever you had left, they're going to add a year to that.
Oh, okay. Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Then you'll sign off on the new conditions, and then you'll wait for a bed space at the ISF, sir. Thank you.
How long will that be, the bed?
I don't know if it's 2 or 3 weeks, sir. I'm not. Ms. Perez, do you know?
Yes, Your Honor. It's about, let me see. It's the substance abuse track, correct?
ISF substance abuse track, yes.
Okay. It's about 42 days.
It's a lot of days, but that's all we got, sir. We'll try and push you along as much as possible. Thank you, sir.
Okay, 42 days. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
The next defendant.
From the 406, Your Honor, Jose Luis Segueda, and he does need an interpreter.
All right, Jose Luis Segueda, arraignment hearing, Public Defender's Office. Let's arraign him first, and then we'll take it from there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Segueda, you've been charged by way of indictment with indecency or sexual assault of a child. You've been appointed to the Public Defender's Office to represent you. This is your initial hearing, sir.
Señor Sequeda, usted está aquí porque usted ha sido acusado por obscenidad o agresión sexual a un menor. Se le ha nombrado el abogado de oficio para que lo represente.
Where is it that you live, sir, so that they can, or where is it that they can get a hold of you? Or where is it that you live so that they can start the file for you?
¿Nos podría decir el número de teléfono o dónde vive para que puedan comunicarse con usted?
Es el 632 Cadena en el Cenizo.
It's 632 Cadena en el Cenizo.
And is there a phone number at that house that people use?
¿Y hay un número de teléfono ahí en esa casa que pueden usar?
Ahorita no tenemos ahorita.
Right now we don't have one.
As soon as you get one, you make sure you contact your lawyers and let them know.
En cuanto usted se obtenga un número, entonces por favor contacte a sus abogados y déjele saber. Very well.
Mr. Salinas, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Mr. Segueda pleads not guilty. We waive the reading of the indictment and we request our next court date, Your Honor.
Si en este momento mi cliente, el señor Segueda, se declara no culpable, renunciaremos a la lectura de los cargos de la acusación formal y estamos pidiendo la siguiente fecha.
The next court date then will be March 22nd at 1 p.m.
Entonces la siguiente cita será el 22 de marzo a la 1 de la tarde.
Thank
you. Your Honor, if I may. I don't know if Mr. Segueda was ever served the indictment to his address. I think the writ was never given to him. So we're asking if the court would consider placing him back on his original bonds, Your Honor.
Well, what happened?
From what Odyssey shows, I think they went to an address that he might have given or that they had on file.
I don't know that. I didn't know that this was a capious hearing as well. Sorry. It just has a arraignment hearing on the hearing type.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry to interject, Your Honor. He missed his initial arraignment, Your Honor. So
when was his initial arraignment?
November 4th, Your Honor, 2022.
November 4th. And where was the indictment sent to?
It was unexecuted, Your Honor, at, I'll provide the address. 1858 Margarita, W.
1858. Who lives at 1858 Margarita?
¿Quién vive ahí en 1858 Margarita, señor?
Yo antes, pero como no podía estar cerquita de allí, me tuve que ir con mi hermano para allá, para el Cenizo.
I lived there before, but since I couldn't live there nearby, I had to go with my brother to El Cenizo.
The release, the bond release prevented you from living at 1858 Margarita.
Entonces, la fianza que cuando usted salió lo prevenía vivir ahí en 1858 Margarita.
No, nunca me dijeron eso, nunca me dijeron nada de eso, pero nomás que pues yo no quería problemas con la señora porque vivía muy cerquita de enfrente de donde vivía yo.
No, they never told me that. I just didn't want any issues with the woman because she lived, I lived right in front.
So the victim, Mr. Salinas, apparently says that may live near where he used to live there in Margarita.
I believe that's what he's saying, Your Honor, yes. And to avoid any issues, he moved. And I guess they did not serve him. I guess they served him to Margarita.
And does it have any other notes on the return?
Deputy notes, does not reside.
Who, it just says does not reside.
Residence affected.
Oh. Does anybody else, when you left the 1858 Margarita, does anybody else live there?
Cuando usted se mudó de 1858 Margarita, ¿hay alguien más que vivía ahí?
Sí, ahí vivía Verónica Ceguera, mi hija.
Yes, my daughter Verónica Ceguera lived there.
But she also moved out, is that correct?
¿Es correcto que ella también ya se mudó?
Sí.
Yes.
So no one lives there now, is that correct?
Entonces ahora nadie vive ahí, ¿correcto? No.
All right. What was his bond amount? Well, he already had a bond. What was his, he had already bonded out from these charges?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe for the first three counts, he had PR bonds. And then on the last one, which is the sale and distributing harmful material, he had a 10,000 bond through, I want to say, border bail.
He had PR bonds on the first. It was a 17,151 or what?
Yeah, it was 17,151, Your Honor. I believe that's what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm seeing here that he does have PR bonds on the first three charges, but not for the sale display of harmful material, Judge.
And I think what happened is they arrested him for the first three charges, and he finally got out on the 17,151. Then the state added a new charge and rearrested him, and then he paid a bond to get out on that one.
So your argument, Mr. Salinas, is that he never knew of the court date.
Yes, Your Honor. That is the argument we are making, that he would have appeared if he was aware.
And Your Honor, our objection to that is that he was assigned to the public defenders, Your Honor. He knew that he had a pending case, and it's been pending since November, and we just came across, he is just coming before the court, Your Honor.
Yeah, no, just put it out in the same bond. Same, everything it was on. I mean, it's just Mr. Segueda, the state can't just guess at where you're going to live next. You have some responsibility, you know. If you move, we don't know where you move to, you know. How far down is that from Margarita, where you live now? A couple of blocks?
Muy bien, señor Segueda. Los procuradores no pueden adivinar dónde usted va a venir. Esa es su responsabilidad. ¿Qué tan lejos está de donde vive ahora a la dirección de Margarita?
Son 3 millas.
It's 3 miles.
Oh, you moved to El Cenizo.
Se mudó hasta El Cenizo, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
From Rio Bravo to El Cenizo.
De Río Bravo a El Cenizo. Yes. Yes.
And who do you live with now?
¿Y ahora con quién vive?
Vivo con mi hermano.
With my brother.
All right, that'll be the order of the court. Thank you.
Muy bien, esa es la orden
Oh,
del
we need another court date for it. Give me a court date, Marco.
You're given March 22nd, Your Honor.
On him?
Yes.
No. No, I told him, oh, that was in the original part, but now I put him on the same bond. So now I can't give him that day, because that's an in custody day. Marco, you there?
I think he's having audio problems, Your Honor. He's there. He's trying to unmute.
Okay, keep him there on the chair, Deputy. Let me go to the next defendant. Just keep him there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Next defendant?
Your Honor, Ricardo Ismael Gonzalez out of the 341st docket.
All right,
It's on the add-on docket, Your Honor.
all right. Ricardo Ismael Gonzalez. Is it Mr. Nieto?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. I'm on behalf of Mr. Gonzalez.
Good morning, sir.
Your Honor, we're here for an MTR status. We have an agreement on the motion to revoke. The agreement is to modify the conditions of probation to include ISF cognitive track.
All right, that's the crux of the condition amendment modification?
Yes, Your Honor. Correct.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, do you understand what that is, sir?
No, Your Honor. May explain, please.
The ISF is, I don't know, the intermediate sanction facility. Basically, you're going to have to, attend there. Though it's a detention unit, but it focuses on, well, you're going to be on the cognitive track, and it has counselors and all sorts of other folks that are going to help you go through some of the issues that the probation office believes you have to go through. You're agreeing to that, so that's going to take a couple of weeks for you to get there. And then once you're there, it's going to be there for 90 days, sir.
90 days?
And then you'll be back on probation.
Okay, appreciate you.
All right. And then the state will file a motion to withdraw. Ms. Rubio?
Yes, Judge, we will.
All right, very good. Oh, we'll sign off on the order as soon as we get that. Make sure Ms. Perez send somebody to get processed on him, sir. Ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Marco, you
Your
there?
Honor, he texted, Your Honor. I think a new date.
April the 5th. Mr. What's his name?
Seguedo?
Mr. Segueda. You have to go to court on April the 5th. I need you in the courtroom at the 406 District Court on April the 5th at 2 p.m.
Muy bien, señor Seguedo, necesito que se presente en persona en el Tribunal 406 el 5 de abril a las 2 de la tarde.
Make sure because you don't have a phone number, make sure you contact the Public Defender's Office, Webb County Public Defender's Office, also as soon as you get out.
Ahora, como usted no tiene número de teléfono, por favor, asegúrese que usted se comunique con los abogados de oficio del condado de Webb. Yes,
That's all
very
for me,
well.
Your Honor. May be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we have Arnoldo Rosas out of the 341st, also on the 49th docket.
Thank you, sir. Arnoldo Rosas. Arnoldo Rosas, add on. Yes. And then on 49, page 5. And evidence exchange on a possession case at the 49, 2021 CRM 1386. And then at the 341st, it's also a possession case, 2023 CRM 33D3. Might as well transfer this one, Paul, or who is it? Yes, Paul Thompson.
Judge, this is 88 guards sitting in for 88 Thompson.
Might as well get this one transferred over to the 49th. It looks like there's a new indictment at the 341st, but he has an older one here at the 49th. So can you transfer that so y'all can be dealing, only one court has to deal with it, and basically you only have one set of situations to deal with?
Yes, Judge.
Your Honor, Ms. Vargas here for Mr. Rosas. I've spoken to Mr. Thompson, and he has agreed to give Mr. Rosas a 10,000 PR bond, considering the circumstances of his capias. He was serving a 2-year sentence in 2021. when he was released. Court was just a couple of days after that, and he was unaware because he had been serving the 2 years. This case was dropped. It should have been part of that package deal. So Mr. Thompson had given me an offer, basically the time served with credit for what he should have been receiving credit for. I know Mr. Vigil may handle the 341st case, but that does kind of complicate it since mine would be resolved.
Well, if it's resolved, it'll be resolved, but until it's resolved, you know, it's the same guy. I mean, you know, just because you finish yours doesn't mean that he's done. You know, it's the same. You might be able to close your file, but one of your colleagues has a file open on the same guy.
Yes,
So,
Judge, I understand.
So anyways, so there's an agreement to a $10,000 PR bond on 2021 CRM 1386. What's kind of weird is that if there was a capias issued on Rosas while he was in prison, why they didn't have a detainer on him, and that when he was released, why they didn't contact the sheriff's office to say, hey, come pick your guy up before he was released. But was there a capias out on him?
For failure to appear on December 10th of 2021, Your Honor.
And it was not lifted? It's still there?
It was not lifted.
So you still got no bond on him?
No bond, correct, Your Honor, on both of those counts.
On both?
Of the 49th one, and he has a no bond on the 341st one as well.
And when was the capias issued on the 2023 case? I guess that's a very new case.
On the 2023 case, I have a parole violation also on the same day. I mean, it was all, it coincided when they picked him up on the 23rd, Your Honor.
Parole violation? Oh, because he's on parole right now. So that's what you're talking about. Okay, well, hold on. Assuming you're going to get this deal done, then, Ms. Vargas, on Rosas, because now apparently this 2023 case was a fairly new date of offense.
Okay, my understanding was that it was a 2021 offense of February, but maybe I'm mistaken.
One second. Can you check the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor. Of the
2023 case. 341st. I'm sorry, Mr. Gatz. I know we're trying to get to you, so.
I'll have the indictment, Your Honor.
Date of offense.
Date of offense, it's 2021.
Here it is. It is a 2521 offense, so yeah, it probably got covered by that. Because he pled guilty to the other one. Not sure he was obviously he was not in custody yet because he committed the offense. So in any event, it may have been, when did you? Okay. So the parole violation will probably not hold because obviously the offense was committed prior to him going over there. So I doubt that we're going to be able to, you know, it's a new indictment, but the offense date is older. So they're probably not going to keep that going. So even if you bond him out on the 341st case, you're going to have a parole hold on him, but that should be resolved due to the fact that that the offense date is prior to him being on parole. When did you get out of prison?
I released out of TDC on December 6, 2021, Your Honor.
Oh, you got released in December of 21?
Yes, sir.
So you weren't there very long.
No, Your Honor. I only did 7 months in TDC and 4 months in county.
Yeah.
On the note on the parole violation, it says warrant has been closed per TDCJ on January 25th, 2022. Well, he's not being held.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so he's not being held. Okay, they probably already discovered that problem. Okay.
So it would just be the 49th case for those two charges.
So I don't know. Okay. No, you still have the 341st code.
No, it was a parole violation holding him on that case.
So there's nothing else.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so nothing's being, they're not holding him on the 341st case. All right, very well. Sorry about that confusion. Okay. Let's go up. If you all work it out differently, I'm fine with it. Not transferring it if you get it resolved. But if you don't, then get it transferred. All right? So I'll leave it up to you to decide whether you worked it out or not. And of course, the $10,000 PR bond, if that was part of the agreement with you and Mr. Thompson, that'll be ordered on 2021 CRM 1386. Thank you.
Thank you,
The
Judge.
next court date, because you will be released, if these cases are not resolved, your next court date that's why really they should be in the same, because I don't have to give them two different court dates.
Whatever you like, Judge. I mean, it
don't matter. Now I'm gonna have to give them two different court dates. Raquel, give me a court date for your case.
March, I have March 28th at 8:30 a.m., Your Honor.
March 28th at the 341st District Court at 8:30, and then ours, assuming that it's still there, it may get resolved. We'll put it on for March 24th at 9 a.m. So you got March 28th, March 24th. The March 24th one might get resolved, but you still got to go check it out. All right, thank you.
Your Honor, if I may, before he's released, are we going to arraign him in the 341st case?
Go ahead. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
So
On the 41st case, you are charged, sir, by way of indictment on cause number 2023 CRM 33D3, and you have been appointed to the Public Defender's Office, represents you on this possession, third-degree felony. Go ahead.
Your Honor, at this time, my client pleads not guilty, waits formal reading of the indictment with answer to pre-trial settings. And we're going to get the March 28 date.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second, guys. I need to take a real quick break. Cindy? So who we got here? Next defendant.
Dario Lopez, Your Honor, from the 341st, and he needs an interpreter.
All right.
Oh, English?
Dario Lopez Jr.
He doesn't need an interpreter, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect. It's a possession case. It's a pretrial hearing.
That's correct.
Miss
For Mr. Lopez, yes. Your Honor, my client was capious, and at this time we're asked back on March 29, 2022. So we're asking for a bond in this case and for another pretrial judge.
What? Do you have any idea why he was capious?
No,
It was a pretrial. All right, where does he live? Mr. Lopez, where do you live?
2411 Monterrey, Laredo, Texas.
One more time.
Laredo, Texas.
No, pero la dirección.
2411 Monterrey Avenue.
2411 Monterrey.
Avenue. Sir,
How long have you lived there?
All my life.
And where were you back on March of 22 that you didn't come to court?
I didn't know how to use that. They told me that.
Zoom.
Yeah, I don't know how to use it.
Well, you can always just come to court. Okay, so that's the reason you didn't do it. And then you didn't contact your lawyer afterwards.
No, sir, I didn't. No.
Third-degree felony possession.
Your Honor, my apologies, Judge. ADA Garza for Paul Thompson. State opposes bond. Apparently, this defendant picked up another state jail felony possession, and it's felony 3 fairly recently, Judge.
Give me a second. Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. It was the same issue. January 30th, he picked up 2 new charges. It's pre-filed at the moment.
January 30th, state jail felony possession.
Possession and a tampering.
And a tampering.
Bless you.
All right.
The tampering is felony.
Felony 3 tampering and a state jail. That was just recently.
Yes, sir. January 30th of 23.
I'm not sure I understand.
I'm not sure how that happens. I gotta find out. Okay. Well, Mr. Vigil, you picked up another case. You picked up another case, Mr. Vigil. Mr. Lopez, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, but if I may, he does have bonds in those 2 new charges, Your Honor.
Yeah. Yeah, he can have one. Okay. All right, we're gonna give him a. I'm gonna set you. Mr. Lopez, you need. I don't know what's going on, but now you got all these 2 cases. Now you're gonna have 2 cases to deal with. But $20,000 bond on your possession case, 3rd-degree felony possession that you have here, $20,000 bond, and if you step out of line, sir, it'll be done through pretrial services, and you have to report to them. If you step out of line, we'll revoke all your bonds, sir. I don't know if you're going to be able to get out or not, so I'm going to give you an in-custody date of March 22nd at 1 p.m.
And if Your Honor, before he's released, if you can give us a telephone number.
Where do they get a hold of you, Mr. Lopez?
Phone number.
774-0344. That's my mom's phone number.
All right. 774-0344.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
The next defendant.
And Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, Mr. Sola.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we have Victor Antonio Gutierrez out of the 49 docket.
All right. Victor Gutierrez out of the 49.
Page 2 and 3.
What do you got there?
That's him.
Oh, he did a plea?
He's got 2 NPRs.
He's gonna plead true to both of them. On 2021
You have it?
CRF.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I do, okay. So Victor Gutierrez, 2020 CRK 8061 and 2021 CRF 478D1. And both of them are motion to revoke, Mr. Gutierrez. Can you please raise your right hand and be sworn?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. So he's gonna plead true to the allegations.
We want to plead true to 2021 CRF 478D1 first. That's if he's on a plea of true, they recommended 3 years TDC. And then the second one's a state jail felony. He's going to plead true to that. That'll be 180 days to serve, and that one will run concurrent with the one at TDC.
Wait. So first the 78. And that one's gonna 3 years, and then the state jail felony 180 days.
That one will run concurrent with the 3 years.
All right. Who is in the state on this side?
I guess I'll call down.
Well, did you get a
Yes,
deal?
Your Honor. Crystal Calderon for the state. I'm standing in for Mr. Eduardo Ramirez.
Okay, and did you hear Mr. Garza describe the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, and that is right.
All right, very well. Then, please raise your right hand and be sworn, Mr. Gutierrez.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Okay, Mr. Gutierrez, you can put your hand down now. You are here because there has been a motion to revoke your probation that has been filed on cause number 2021 CRF 478D1 and 2020 CRK 8061. And on both of those, sir, there have been allegations made by the state that you failed to comply with the conditions of probation. You were aware of that, yes?
Sí.
In Spanish?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Your lawyer, Mr. Garza, appointed?
Yes.
Was appointed to represent you in both of these matters, and he tells me that they've reached an agreement with the state to plead true to these allegations. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you don't have to plead true to the allegations. You can plead not true, and if you do, then you will be preserving your right. But if you plead true, then you'll be waiving your right to a hearing, waiving your right of cross-examination, and waiving your right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, on both of these cases, you pled guilty and you were sentenced. What was the probation sentence? 5 for 5, was it?
No, on 478, it was 10 for 10.
10 for 10, okay.
On the other one, it was 2 years to serve.
All right, so on one of the cases, on both of the cases, you were placed on probation, but on the 478 case, you were placed on probation for 10 years, and if you violated that, the court could give you up to 10 years to serve on that case. On the 86 case, the 2020 CRK 86 case, on that one, you could be sentenced to up to 2 years to serve, up to that amount if the court finds that you did violate those conditions. That's what the range is. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
But they tell me that you're prepared to plead guilty.
Apologies, Your Honor, on the 478 case, he pled to two counts.
Right.
One and count 3.
Right, but the maximum is a 10-year one.
And I also want to,
There's a 10 for 10.
yes,
Yes, on both counts.
Your Honor, if I may just, I don't know if you got to do something different on that. 478, it's a motion to adjudicate also.
All right. Yes, you do have to. So the 478 actually is a motion to adjudicate. In other words, you weren't found guilty. But now that you're prepared to plead true to those allegations, I will then find you guilty of that. You understand that that's the way it will work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. So, sir, to the allegations made, and by the way, you've received the revocation and the adjudication that's requested by the state, and you went over that with your lawyer, yes?
Yes. Yes, Your
And,
Honor.
and to the allegations then being made on both of those cases, 2021 CRF 478 and 2020 CRK 86, How do you plead to the allegations that the state has made that you failed to comply with the conditions of probation? Are those allegations true or not true?
True.
Is anybody forcing you to say they're true?
No, Your Honor.
Are you doing it freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you do it after sitting down with your lawyer and going over what your options were?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the consequences of your plea of truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. To the allegations, I'm sorry. Now, because you have pled true and because you understand why you're pleading true, sir, because you reviewed that with your lawyer, you need to understand that I will no longer require the state on either one of these cases to bring forth any other evidence before I find that in fact it is true. You did violate the conditions as alleged by them. In addition, I understand that you do have a plea agreement with regard to the sentence or the punishment, but you need to understand that I don't have to accept it. But if I do accept it, then you cannot appeal this case without permission of this court. And if I reject it, I will allow you to take back your plea of truth and I'll give you a new hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then, sir, on cause number 2021 CRF 478D1, I'm going to find that your plea of true has been made freely and voluntarily, that you are competent to make such plea and find that in fact it is true. You did violate the conditions of probation as alleged by the state. I'm sorry. I'm going to adjudicate you. Let me go back here. I'm going to find that you did violate the condition of probation as alleged by the state, and as a result of that, adjudicate you guilty of count 1
And 3.
and 3 of that particular indictment. Count 1 being indecency with a child by exposure, and count 3 being manufactured delivery of a controlled substance as indicted, a second-degree felony. So now you have been found guilty of that, and then I'm going to sentence you to your agreed recommendation with the state on both of those cases, count 1 and count 3, of 3 years to serve in the institutional division of the Department of Criminal Justice here in the state of Texas, with credit for time served, to run concurrent with each other.
The other one won't be 3 years, Your Honor, it'll be 180 days.
No, that's the state jail felon. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. On 2020 CRK 8061, on that case, I am also going to find you that in fact your plea of guilty has been made freely and voluntarily, as you are competent to make such plea, and find in fact it is true, you did violate the condition of probation as alleged by the state in that application to revoke your probation, and I'm going to go ahead and hereby revoke your probation. That one he was already adjudicated.
Yes.
And sentence you in accordance with your agreement to the state with 180 days to serve in the state jail felony facility to run concurrent with count 1 and count 2 on 2021 CRF 478 D1 with credit for time served. Good luck to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Next defendant.
Yes, Your Honor, from the 341st, Jose Ramon Ibarra.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm talking on behalf of Mr. Ibarra on both cause numbers.
Thanks, Your Honor.
On Jose Ramon Ibarra, 2021 CRD 1283 and 2021 CRM 812. We are here on MTR final hearings.
Yes, Your Honor, on both matters, we have an agreement. My client will plead true to violating conditions 2, 4, 10, 14, and 19 on cause number 2021 CRD 1283 G3, and conditions 2, 4, 10, 20, and 21 on cause number 2021 CRM 812 G3 in exchange for 2 years to serve to run concurrent with credit for time served, Your Honor.
2 years in each?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did you plea on that? Both, only one count?
Your Honor, count 1 of the 1283, Your Honor.
Yeah.
And count 1 also of
All right.
the 812.
Thank you. Mr. Ibarra, please raise your right hand and be sworn. We could have done those together.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ibarra, you want to know? your lawyers have told me that you're prepared to plead true to the allegations being made by the state on these two cases, which are applications to revoke your probation on 2021 CRD 1283 and 2021 CRM 812. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, you don't have to plead true to the allegations or to any part of the allegations, but if you do, you need to understand that you'll be waiving your right to remain silent, your right to a hearing, and your right of confrontation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to go over the allegations that are being made by the state that you failed to comply with the conditions of probation as alleged by them on this petition to revoke your probation?
Yes, sir.
You went over it with your lawyer,
Yes, sir.
and you are prepared to make a plea. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, on both of these, you actually originally pled guilty, and you were sentenced and placed on probation. What was the original sentence?
It was 5 for 5, Your Honor.
5 for 5 on both?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that if in fact the state thought if in fact he violates the conditions, then we can revoke his probation, and then judge, you can sentence him up to 5 years. In other words, the maximum you can sentence you to, if you go to a hearing, is up to 5 years to serve. It could be less, but it could be up to 5 years. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So today they tell me that you're prepared to plead true to the allegations for a lesser amount than that. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Then, sir, to the allegations being made that you failed to comply with the conditions of probation as alleged in the petition to revoke your probation on both cause numbers 1283 and the 812, that you violate conditions 2, 4, 10, 14, and 19 on the case ending in 1283, and you violate conditions 2, 4, 10, 20, and 21 on the case ending in 812. To those allegations being made, are those allegations true or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Is anybody forcing you to say they're true?
No, sir.
Are you doing that freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that with the assistance of your lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Well, now because you have pled true to the allegations on both of these cases, you need to understand that on both of these cases, I'm no longer going to require the state to bring forth any other evidence before I find that in fact it is true. You did violate the conditions of probation as alleged in the petition to revoke your probation on both of these cases. In addition, despite the fact that you may have entered into a sentence recommendation with the state, you need to understand that I don't have to accept it. But if I do accept it, you can appeal this case without permission of this court. If I reject it, I will allow you to take back your plea, and I will give you a new hearing. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. The recommendations, Mr. Nieto, 2 years to serve
Yes, Your Honor, correct.
from the state.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. In exchange for the defendant's plea of true, we're recommending 2 years to serve.
Very good. Very well, Mr. Ibarra. Then, on case number 2021 CRD 1283D3 and on case number 2021 CRM 812D3, with regard to the petition on both of those cases to revoke your probation, the court is going to find that, in fact, your plea of true to the allegations being made on both of those cases that you failed to comply with the conditions of probation on conditions 2, 4, 10, 14, and 19 on the case ending in 1283, and conditions 2, 4, 10, 20, and 21 on the cases ending in 812, that in fact, that plea of true has been made freely and voluntarily, that you're accompanied to make this plea, that you've done it with the assistance of counsel, in fact, finding you did violate the conditions as alleged in those numbers that I just set out, and hereby revoke your probation on both of those cases. And on both of those cases, and on each one of them, I sentence you to 2 years to serve in the Institutional Division of the Department of Criminal Justice on the 1283 case, and 2 years to serve in the Institutional Division of the Department of Criminal Justice on the 812 case with credit for time served. Good luck to you. To run concurrent with each other. Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. The next defendant.
Your Honor, we have Enrique Antonio Lopez out of the 49 Docket.
Enrique Antonio Lopez. All right, motion to revoke with capias was issued. Mr. Rubio, was he contacting you, Alma?
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
Judge, the Public Defender's Office was appointed on the MTR. You signed the order
Okay.
yesterday.
That's fine. And make sure and change that to Public Defender's Office for the.
Yes, Judge, I already did.
Okay. So, Mr. Lopez, where are you?
Here.
Mr. Lopez, the Public Defender's Office is going to represent you in this matter. There has been a petition to revoke your probation that was filed by the state alleging that you failed to comply with the conditions of probation. Okay? That's why you're here. It was issued with the Cape. Public Defender's Office.
It's a motion to adjourn.
Which court is this, Your Honor?
49th.
Oh, in that case, it's a motion to revoke. At this time, we plead, my client pleads not true, waives formal reading of the application to revoke and requests a final hearing, Your Honor.
State John Class B?
It's
Class A.
it's actually a motion to adjudicate, Your Honor.
Oh.
The charge is state jail.
Motion to adjudicate. It's on a state jail. Okay. All right, Mr. Lopez. Where do you live, sir?
1446 Margarita.
Also in Rio Bravo, right? 1446 Margarita.
Yes, sir.
And the phone number where the Public Defender's Office can get a hold of you or your family?
956-285-5325.
Thank you, sir. All right.
We're wondering if the court would consider a reasonable bond, Your Honor, since this is a state jail felony.
Does he have a subsequent? Alleged, Ms. Perez?
Yes, Your Honor, subsequent is alleged.
What is the subsequent, Ms. Perez?
There's several, Your Honor.
What's the most recent one? Okay.
It would be a Class B misdemeanor, a possession of marijuana.
You know what? Can you put it up?
Yes, Your Honor. The application.
The application, yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. Sure, no, Your Honor.
There we go.
You need me to serve.
I am sorry. I messed up. Where is it? There it is. No, it's okay. Let me just take control of your. Okay, so the basically shows December 22 possession, December 22 evading, another evading. Oh, that's the same one, no?
Charlie never told us we were appointed.
That's another evading.
He only ended for that.
Wait. Yeah, condition one, we got possession, evading, another evading. Maybe it's the same one. No, this one, no, same one, but it's the same incident, but different persons probably. Smuggling. There's an evading, there's a smuggling. Then there's an engaging, 19th of 2021. Smuggling, 19th of November, another smuggling. So there was a smuggling allegation in the 19th of November, and then another smuggling on the 26th of January. Yeah. All right. Okay. Mr. Lopez, how old are you, sir?
22, sir.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Lopez, you, I don't know what's been going on. When was he placed on probation again?
Can I have the screen back, Your Honor? Is that-
Oh, hold on. I do it. I'll do it.
Oh, I see.
I have it here. I forgot it. What? What? I have it there. February
Looks like
23. No.
Our paperwork shows the 20th of January 2021, Your Honor.
Yes, there you go. January 20th. Okay. And then January 20th, he was placed on probation of 21, right? And then the engaging was November 21, September 21 possession, August 21 possession. These are all class A's. And then April 21 engaging. And then another evading December 21. All right. Don't know what's going on with you, Mr. Lopez, but you got a lot of little cases going on. I think that D's office, your lawyer's gonna have to work on that, a lot of that stuff, and I need you to stay in there while they do, sir, because they will look at what you have. There's so many things that you have pending, sir. I'm gonna put you with me on March the 8th at 9:30. Thank you. No bond for now. Next defendant.
Yes, Your Honor. From the 49, it's going to be Felipe Arturo Salazar.
Page 2, Your Honor.
Okay, Felipe Salazar. Motion setting, Public Defender's Office, he's in jail because, Capias also?
Failure to appear, Your Honor, August 28th, 2020, Your Honor.
Yeah, we probably already addressed this, but, because he's the second time he's here.
He was just served on December 28th of 22.
With the Capias.
Because of the KPS.
Right, but he hasn't been, I'm sure he's been in court already since then, no? Since December 28th?
And he had a KPS hearing on January 12th.
Yeah. What I think.
The defense counsel wanted to state regarding a bond.
Right. Did y'all talk to the state about a bond? Because that's what y'all.
Yes,
Yeah, Ms. Vargas, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, we have an agreement on, for our case, a $10,000 cash bail surety bond. I've already spoken to the client. He's okay with that. He's being held on a no bond in County Court 1. So he knows he's not going to get out right now, and we'll still accumulate credit with that 10K.
Okay, well, we're gonna still give him a, we'll go ahead and sign off on that or agree or consent to that $10,000 bond that you agree to, cash bail surety or pretrial services. And we will set him down for a custody setting, even though he may bond out, because we don't know if he'll bond out on the other one yet. So it'll be, it'll be for March 8th at 9:30. March 8th at 9:30. If you happen to get out, call your lawyers immediately.
Your Honor, he's requesting a interpreter, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That delays us, guys. We all don't pay attention to that. It kind of.
Did take notes, Your Honor.
All right. What is your name, sir?
Su nombre, señor.
You're muted. Deputy is muted.
There. Go ahead.
Felipe Salazar.
Felipe Salazar.
All right, so there's been an agreement by your lawyers and the state to a $10,000 bond. Your bond will be set at $10,000 for cash bail surety or pretrial services. Your next court setting will be, because you have a case still pending at the county court in which you have a no bond situation on, we're going to set you for March the 8th for your next court setting at 9:30 a.m. If you happen to get out, contact your lawyers as soon as you get out, sir, so that they can decide whether you're going to come to March 8th or another day.
Muy bien, señor. Entonces, en este momento los abogados y el procurador han llegado a un acuerdo para tener una fianza de $10,000, ya sea al contado o mediante el Departamento de Servicios Previo al Juicio, Ahora también porque tiene otro cargo en el Tribunal del Condado y en ese cargo no tiene ninguna fianza. Su siguiente cita será el 8 de marzo a las 9:30 de la mañana. Si de alguna manera usted puede depositar la fianza, por favor, de inmediatamente comuníquese con sus abogados para que ellos puedan decirle si esa fecha seguirá o cambiará. Okay.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Oh, where do you live, sir?
¿Dónde vive, señor?
Aquí no tengo domicilio, pero soy de Chicago.
It's because I don't have an address here, but I'm from Chicago.
Where am I gonna find you?
¿Dónde lo voy a encontrar?
Aquí en el Bethany House, ahí siempre me la vivo. Ahí me la paso.
They're at Bethany House. I'm always there.
You need to come to court on March the 8th, sir.
Tiene que regresar frente al juez el 8 de marzo, señor.
Sí, sí, sí.
You come into the courtroom, on the third floor.
Venga en persona, estará en el tercer piso.
Ok, en tercer piso el martes 8 de marzo.
Okay, third floor on a Tuesday, March 8th.
A Tuesday? I don't know. Thank you.
So it's a Wednesday.
Wednesday, sir.
Okay.
Es miércoles.
Miércoles.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Come on in. Next defendant.
Gracias.
Your Honor, Javier Francisco Vargas from the 341st.
All right. This is in custody, arraignment hearing, public defender's office.
Yes, Your Honor. On behalf of Mr. Vargas, we're here for an arraignment, and my
Your
client
Honor,
pleads.
Mr. Vargas will need an interpreter.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Vargas, you've been indicted, as you know. Well, actually, you do know it with a cause number way back in 2017. And we appointed the public defender's office to represent you in this matter.
Bien, señor Vargas, como usted ya sabe, ha sido acusado formalmente en un caso que empezó en el 2017 y tenemos a los abogados de oficio que lo están representando.
When was his capias ordered?
That was a capias with indictment, Your Honor, issued May 18th of 2017, and it was served January 21st, 2020.
Yeah. So where is a contact information where your lawyer can get a hold of you, Mr. Vargas, for you or your family? Phone number, address?
Sí, señor Vargas, ¿qué es la información de contacto que su abogado pueda tener para comunicarse con usted? Ya sea una dirección y también un teléfono.
Dirección no tengo, pero el número tengo.
An address I don't have, but the phone number I do. Okay, démelo.
56 285 3094.
3094 956-285-3094.
Very well. This is sort of like capias hearing as well, Mr. Nieto. You've been in custody, I don't know, about 15, 16 days. The capias was issued back in May of 2017. He was supposed to be here in court, and he was not.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe he may have a hold right now, and I can speak to my client about this. And I'll see about any potential bonds.
I will set it then for, I'm actually going to set it for March 2nd at 8:30, Raquel. It's kind of a quick turnaround, but since it is a 341st case and it's kind of an old case, I want to make sure that Judge Paloma knows more about it quickly.
Okay, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Tu siguiente cita es el 2 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana, señor. Thank you.
I know at the 340, well, no, we still have a couple. No, we did Arnold Rosas already. And we did Mendoza already. That's the sentencing. No, never mind.
We only have that one, Your Honor. The sentencing. We only have that one, the sentencing.
I still have a Ricardo Ismael Gonzalez.
We took care of that one, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, we did.
We did? Okay. And then Heriberto Tomás Mendoza, the sentencing. And then what about Francisco Vargas? Did we do him too?
Yes.
Okay. So we just have the sentencing. So whenever you can bring out Heriberto Mendoza.
I don't think he's in custody, Judge. no?
Your Honor, I believe he's in the courtroom.
He's in person, Your Honor. It's just for
Heriberto
sentencing.
Mendoza, are you here? Okay, come on up. Mr. Mendoza, you have been previously sworn in by a judge when you took a plea in this case. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you had signed off on State Exhibit number 1, a document like this?
Yes.
And your signature appears there, is that correct?
Yes.
Your lawyer had gone over that document with you?
Yes.
And you had pled guilty to the offense of, lesser included offense of aggravated assault on a family member, but there was no deadly weapon finding, is that correct?
Yes.
Very well. There are conditions that are being placed on, in case I do agree. I'm sitting here for Judge Palomo, quite frankly. And there has been no opposition from Judge Palomo's side on the matters of this sentencing, but I have to go over it with you. There is a lifetime protective order that apparently is an agreed recommendation with regard to, I'm not sure what the person's name is, Ivanti?
Tati, Your Honor. Rodriguez.
Spell it?
I-T-A-T-I.
Itati. Okay, Itati Rodriguez. You also have a 6 months to serve as a condition of probation. And 300 hours of community service, $300 donation to Casa Misericordia, and a $300 fine. You're aware of that?
Yes.
All right. Before I start on the sentencing, is there anything else? Who's doing this?
Yes, Your Honor. Chris Calderon for the state. We did e-file the protective order, and we would just like to attach it as an exhibit.
Well, did you attach it?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, we e-filed it, so it can be admitted.
Did you put an exhibit tag on it?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I'm covering for somebody else. Or at least take judicial notice that it's been filed, Your Honor. It's on the record.
All right.
I don't see it.
And Your Honor, from the defense, we did send Ms. Alma Martinez a verification of credit for time served, Your Honor, for the court's consideration.
A what? I'm sorry?
A verification of credit for time served.
That he's been served with a protective order?
No, it's a verification of credit for time served in web jail.
Okay. Let me see if I got that. Do you have that, Alma?
No, Your Honor, I have it, Your Honor. Let me take it to you.
No, I have it here.
You have it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so you have 200 days already. All right. Very good. All right. So, Mr. Heriberto Tomás Mendoza, having previously been before the court and pled guilty to the offense, lesser included offense of that ends up being an aggravated assault on a family member with don't deadly weapon finding. I want to find that your plea of guilty has been made freely and voluntarily, that you were competent to make such plea, that you did it knowingly with the assistance of counsel and knowing the consequences of your plea, sir. And sentence you in accordance with the agreement to 6 years to serve in the Institutional Division of Department of Criminal Justice with credit for time served, suspend that time, place you on probation for 6 years. There is conditions of probation that are standard and also some special conditions that will include 6 months to serve as a condition of probation with credit for time served. You have to complete Stop the Violence program. You have to do 300 hours of community service, $300 donation to Casa Misericordia, and a $200 fine. There may be some other special conditions that may be placed on you depending on the assessment that probation does on you, sir, as well. You'll have to sign off on those conditions. You understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
There is court cost in the amount of
$325.
$325. And
If I may,
there is a Crime Stopper fee of $50. And everything else you can pay during the course of your probation. But the Crime Stoppers have to pay within the first 60 days of your probation.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe there's a 20-day surplus in there, Your Honor. You can use those towards court costs.
No, I'll use that towards fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, whatever 20, you have an extra 20 days there because I do have a certificate that says 200 days. So you have an extra 20 days and that'll be towards the fine. All right. Probation, let's see what time is it? 12:20. So you have to be back on well, wait a minute. Today's what? Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So you can go to probation later on today at 1:30 or you can come back tomorrow.
Just whatever, either today or tomorrow morning, Your Honor.
Okay.
What do you want to do? You want to tell me now?
I gotta go back to work right now. So I was working in the morning and I came over here.
So you work in the morning, but then tomorrow you're going to work again.
No, but I gotta finish what I'm doing right now. I'm working in a semi. I do these.
Okay, you want to go, you come back tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right. You want to do it 8:30, 9 o'clock? What time?
I'll do it 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
8:30 to 9, he'll be there, Ms. Perez, tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
We can get a phone number, Your Honor.
Probation is on the other side of this building, through the outside. It's on the west side of the building. A phone number where they can reach you.
956-602-6844.
Was that 6844?
6844.
And I hereby find that Mr. Mendoza has already completed his time incarceration, 200 days. Therefore, that condition has been met, Ms. Perez. It'll be in the file, the certificate, so you can put it on your probation file.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor, and that's all I have. May I be excused?
The court, in fact, does take judicial notice of the fact that there is a protective order.
Yes.
That has already been signed off and ordered by the court and that you are subject to, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
You are excused, and we go now to whatever's left of the 49th. Here we go. Next
Yes, Your
defendant,
Honor. Yes, Sergio Eduardo Valdenegro.
Sergio Valdenegro, Public Defender's Office, final pretrial.
Your Honor, I know we're set for final pretrial on both these cases. If the court recalls, we had a hearing on a motion to disclose confidential informant. In this case, on the drug charge, and now during that I guess, and we all were also requesting, I believe it's a bond hearing.
Oh, we actually had a hearing already on that.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Valdenegro, the state showed the court a video of a new allegation. The state has since went ahead and filed an indictment or had an indictment against Mr. Valdenegro. It's been true billed, and we're set up for that in this court, I believe on March 3rd. I believe it's March 3rd.
Correct.
He's in custody, so probably move it to March 2nd.
Yes, Your Honor. It'll be a March 2nd or March 3rd case. So we're just requesting that these cases move along with that.
All right, let me go ahead and take a look at that also, because we do have to give you a ruling on that. I guess it's still pending, is it?
No, Your Honor, it's not, because the state agreed to abandon the abandoned the language of manufacturing delivery and just had it as a simple.
But he still has a bond on this one then.
Yes, Your Honor, and then he's got the bond on the others.
All right.
So what we're requesting is that just put them all together, and that way I think we may work out a deal for all of them.
I'm gonna move the other one to I guess March 8th. Thank you.
All of them to March 8th.
Yeah. Thank you. Next defendant.
Your Honor, Angel Osvaldo Borjas, he will need an interpreter.
Angel Borjas Capes hearing. He was supposed to be in court on December the 11th.
El Borjas estuvo presente frente al tribunal el 11 de diciembre.
I'm not sure where he was at. Do you know, Mr. Domingo?
No, Your Honor, we don't.
Mr. Borjas, was that for the initial hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who's that? Can you check?
Your Honor, I believe it's Miss Christina Flores' case.
Was a failure to appear, Your Honor, on December 11th of 2020.
That's the initial hearing?
Initial hearing.
Who's, oh, it's not? Christina
Judge,
Flores? You're
Judge
right.
Cristina Flores advised the court that she has not been retained for this case, for the MTR.
Oh, it's an MTR, Your Honor, so I guess.
It was actually his fourth hearing, MTR final hearing.
I'm sorry. No, that was not the initial hearing. This is an MTR. It doesn't say it's an MTR, that's why. Maybe we can put it there somewhere on the notes that it's an MTR.
I didn't put it there. You don't have it there? I thought I did. Mine does.
Ah, it does have it.
Yes.
MTR, it says MTRFH. Yo creo que era algo del Life Downs o algo de FFA. O no sé qué. Del 4H o no sé qué.
4H.
Anyways, you were supposed to be here back on December 11th for a final hearing, sir, on this motion to revoke. You failed to show up. And so therefore, that's why you were picked up again, sir. So I'm going to let the public defender's office go talk to you. You've been there for a while. I'm not sure. I don't know, 3 days, only 3 days. Public defender's office will have to go talk to you about the offers that have been made. And, you know, it's a state jail felony. I'm not sure what's going on in your life, Mr. Borjas, that you wouldn't show up for this. You know, it's like, not sure.
There's other charges, Your Honor.
You have other charges, yeah. I figured. Let's take a short turnaround time so you can figure it out. You can have a hearing or not. March 2nd at 8:30.
Muy bien, usted tuvo que haber estado presente el 11 de diciembre, señor Borjas, pero no.
I can't give you a bond right now, sir, because you know you didn't show up, even though you were this. It's just simple. You got to just show up, especially when you're on probation and then they're trying to revoke you. All right.
Your Honor, does he need an interpreter?
No. Next defendant.
Yes, Your Honor. Fernando Alfredo Mora Jr.
Fernando Mora Jr. Do you know English, sir? I didn't hear him.
Yes.
Yes, you do. Okay. Status hearing and plea status. Public Defender's Office.
This is Fernando Mora, Your Honor. Your Honor, these are actually, I believe, capias hearings. These are capias hearings. He has 3 cases.
To appear on February 4th of 2022, Your Honor.
February the 4th of 2022 is when you were supposed to be in court, according to our records, Mr. Mora.
Served January 20th, 2023.
And even the 1453 also was on that day, because I don't know.
He actually has a lot, Your Honor. He has 5 new charges. He's on the previous one as well.
So you were supposed to be in court February 4th, 2022, sir. You did not appear, and then we didn't hear from you again. And it's not, wasn't even your initial appearance cases. This one should have said capias hearing on it. It does not on the notes, but in any event, yeah. And then you have other cases pending.
It was set on a status, Your Honor, because of the new charges to see how they're going to implement them into the new agreement.
Oh, they had an agreement.
They were going to speak on the new charge.
Yes, Your Honor. We had a plea agreement. I think he was set for a plea, and then we lost track of him.
Yeah.
His capias was issued. I've visited him at the jail already. He's aware of the new charges. The plea agreement is no longer in effect because of the new charges, and so we just need another setting.
Well, I'm going to put you on that short track too. See if you can work it out quickly. March 2nd.
Okay. On my defense, we already had the capias hearing on February 2nd.
Yeah, that's what I was going to. Okay, never mind. That's okay that you call. I'm calling you out on it, so it's okay. Because it's important to me to have these capias hearings. You know that. That's fine.
Yes.
And I was surprised that we had not. So that's why. So we had. Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to set you for that day. Thank you,
Your Honor. My client, I spoke with him at the jail. He's requesting bonds on
I
all his
can't give you a
cases.
bond, sir. I mean, you know, you've been gone for a year and you have so many other cases pending. I can't give you a bond. I mean, I don't know why you were gone, but your lawyer you would have already told your lawyer and he would have told me. I don't know why you were gone. I mean, it's a year. So now you got to work all these cases out. All right, thank you. All right, next one.
Your Honor, Victor Antonio Puente out of the 49 Docket.
Victor Puente,
Same page.
same page. Public Defender's Office, evidence exchange. Been in jail for quite a number of times. Let's go.
Yes, Your Honor. And we had filed we hadn't filed one. I thought we had filed one the last court, but we hadn't. But we had filed a writ of habeas on this. I've already conferred with the state. I don't believe they're in agreement. The writ of habeas is based on 17-151. They hadn't indicted him timely. So we're requesting that he be granted a reasonable bond based on 17-151.
Where's the writ? But the writ's not set for today, or is it? It is
Well,
set.
we had filed it last week, so
but you filed it under this cause number.
Under this cause number, yes, Your Honor.
So then tell me when he was arrested.
Your Honor, he was arrested on June 7th, 2022. He's been continuously in custody since then. And Your Honor, he was indicted on November 16th of 2022. At that time, 162 days had passed.
Jeez.
The federal violations.
That's correct, Your Honor. I just wanted to see if the court would just inform him he has a federal violation, Judge. So even if he gets a PR bond, he's not going to go anywhere. He's going to still sit in there.
And I've advised my client of the same, Your Honor, that he would not get any credit if this was granted to him. And we don't know if they're going to be taking him or not on his federal violation, but he's looking at time there as well at the feds.
Well, it doesn't make any sense, Mr. Puente, for you to get out here and then not get the days if you're still going to be in custody.
Yes, I'm just trying to get picked up by federal so I can start making my time. So I can start doing my time.
I believe he wants to get sentenced with the feds, and he's afraid they're not going to pick him up if he's still being held here. So
those guys will pick anybody up over here. They always pluck people out of our docket. So find out a little bit more about that, Mr. Trevino, so you can let Mr. Puente have some assurances of that. Find out who's your lawyer over there so Mr. Trevino can contact them.
I don't really know the name of my...
Mr. Trevino, do some digging and we'll visit back with Mr. Puente back on March the 8th at 9:30.
Yes,
Your Honor.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. My plan was just I was trying to do my time on federal, trying to get picked up. So once I get out from federal doing my time, I was trying to bond out. That's what I was trying to do.
Right, but I don't want to do that for you until they have some assurances that in fact that they won't pick you up unless we do it this way. So let's wait till that happens and then we'll do it like that. You're getting time for your federal case, also credit right now. There's no way they're not giving you time for that.
It's still the credit is still counting on federal?
I believe so. So Mr. Trevino is going to make sure that that's the case and let you know. Okay?
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
So when was the reset for, Your Honor?
March 8th at 9:30. Thank you. Anything else, gentlemen? The jail?
That we're done from the county jail, Your Honor. Can we be excused?
You are well, hold on a second. What happened to Angel Javier Fernandez? Page 1. We do that one?
They didn't bring him, Your Honor, because they wanted the state to issue a writ.
Oh, that's the one with the writ. Okay. And then let me make sure about the other one. What about Joanna Tovar on page 6, Alma?
It says she was on the phone.
Your Honor, she is on the phone. It's a capias hearing. She had called our office to be set.
Okay. All right, then we're done at the jail. Thank you, Deputy.
Thank you, sir.
Wait a minute, I think there was Christian Benito Salinas. Okay. So Joanna Tovar, are you there? Unmute yourself. Joanna Tovar, are you there? What about Christian Benito Salinas? Motion to revoke bond. Sergio Martinez.
Oh, that's it for 2 o'clock, Judge.
Ah, okay.
It's a hearing.
Ah, okay. Joanna Tovar, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna speak to me a little bit louder.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there something preventing you from speaking louder?
No, sir.
Okay. Here we are. So you were supposed to be in court on January 20th. Did you get notice to be here or not?
Yes, sir.
So where do you live?
380179.
You're gonna have to speak clear. I don't know what's wrong. What's going on? Why can't you speak clearly to me, Ms. Tovar?
I am.
Okay.
113801 Salinas.
3801 Salinas. Perfecto. Okay. So why did you miss your court date on January 20th?
I was in the call. I just my phone turned off and I was at a doctor's appointment.
I see. Okay. Very well. Do you have a way of getting a hold of her, Ms. Vargas?
I do have a phone number. It does end in the numbers that appeared on the screen. So the number I have is 999-1079.
Is that the correct number, Ms. Tovar?
Yes.
All right. And your address is 3801 Salinas?
Yes, sir. Apartment.
And is it
13.
an apartment?
Yes, apartment number 13.
Number what?
Number 13.
Number 13. Okay. And how long have you been there?
Already.
I couldn't understand you.
It's been a year already.
A year. Okay, good. All right. Any objection to recall the capias?
Your Honor, I spoke with Ms. Cristina Rodriguez and there was no objection. And then I texted Mr. Soto and I believe he's going to honor that.
That's correct, Judge.
Ms. Tovar. Very well. Ms. Tovar, we're going to go ahead and recall the warrant for your arrest, but I need you back in court, okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to need you to start showing up. If you miss it, you're going to get a warrant for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, sir.
March the 10th at 9 a.m. March 10th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
All right? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, folks, I think that's it. All right?
Do we have extraditions, Your Honor?
Yes, we do, but now we have to move them for the afternoon. Are they in the holding cell or no? We can't do them now. I guess send them back and get them back at 2. Back at 2, Fred, with extraditions.
I'll let him know, Judge. If not, I'll be there. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. We just couldn't get to them. Too many. Bueno. That's a lot. A ver cómo va. All right, I'm gonna leave it open. Everybody.
All right, meet up. I don't think you have to show up for the hearing.